Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the UFC 240 live stream. Yeah, we haven't done this in a while, and I'll just do quick introductions. My name is Jason Hartley. You've seen a lot of my videos. Usually you don't see me, you just hear my disembodied voice. So, hey, what's up? It's me, Jason.
Huh.
And I'm here with Bo, who's actually, he helped me come up with the MMA Legends series. He's been doing live streams with me before. We haven't done them a couple months because actually we've gone to events. Like, we were at UFC Chicago.
Awesome.
I was with Tom, actually. We actually got a chance to go to UFC 239. So I think the last one that we did was probably back in March or so.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah.
I think it was Ngannou versus Velasquez. It was
Yeah,
actually just
you're right.
a fight night.
You're right.
So it's been a while, but yeah, that's who we are. Feel free to follow us on Twitter. We're always looking for those. Anyways, so the whole premise of this entire stream is literally just to hang out with people and watch the fights. Obviously, it's super illegal for us to show the fights, so we're definitely not going to do that.
So we're going to do it.
So we're going to do it. If we could do it, we would just pop on the video right now and just let you guys see it. But obviously, that's super illegal. That would get our channel shut down. So feel free to help us out with trolls that try to come on here and say, are you guys showing the fights? No, we can't do that. So what we're here to do is just hang out with you guys. This is a chance to interact, just kind of talk about what's going on.
Ask questions, make predictions.
Yes.
Give us hundreds of dollars if you'd like.
So much money.
Yes, so much money.
Yeah, super chat that. But somebody said super illegal in the chat, which is funny. Super necessary. Super illegal. But yeah, like the point is just kind of like hang out with. I know a lot of people are watching this in the UK at like 5 a.m. Godly hour. So we're here to just talk to you guys and just kind of hang out. So
I couldn't imagine watching fights, being a fan with no one else to watch it with. That's like half the fun. Is watching it with 10 other people and being like, what the hell's going on? Like, what's going on?
To be fair, though, that was my first couple of years watching fights.
Right.
Like, I met this dude in astronomy class in college, and I walked by, and he was, like, looking at UFC news or just MMA news. I think he was on, like, mixedmartialarts.com or something like that. I was just like, I like this guy. We need to hang out. Yeah, it's kind of rare. Even, like, I know a lot of people are watching from the UK where it's not quite as popular as it's gotten here because of the hour that you guys are trying to watch it in. For us, it's just, I don't know, it's not really big in Tennessee. It's really still largely a West Coast sport. Indiana's had some great promotions, and there's some great places here in Nashville too, because, that's where we're close, but it's still pretty rare. Like, the UFC comes here once a year, and we go every year.
Yep.
You were there at Strikeforce Nashville back in the day
with the Nick Diaz brawl. Yeah. It was one of the crazy. That was my first ever MMA event.
Yeah, dude, what a crazy
awesome.
Event to go to.
It was incredible.
So yeah, go ahead and start sounding off. Burial and Jocko are about to start walking out, but while we're waiting on that, if you guys want to go ahead and start throwing out your predictions, who do you guys got in the main event? Who you guys got in the co-main event? I think pretty much everybody is picking right now Max Holloway, and they're picking Cyborg. So I'm interested in those underdog arguments. Somebody tell me
I'm gonna pick Frankie,
what's going on.
I'm going to pick Frankie just to be against you guys.
Somebody said drink a fucking beer, and it YouTube hit it. So I'm going to bring that back out.
That's bring a beer. You're allowed to no, that's not beer. Is what he's saying is drink a fucking real beer.
Oh, well, yeah, I am drinking cider and wine. So is it showing that? You can't even see the wine, but you can see the... You can see the cider.
He's insulting us, man. Don't tell him what to drink, bro. Okay?
It's 6.9% alcohol, okay? It's more alcohol than you can get in a beer, so there.
Nothing more than a nice cider, a crisp cider.
What is everybody saying here? So, Tyler Spears has the whole main card. Yukin, Neal, Cyborg, and Holloway. Those are actually really strong picks. Yukin really gave it to Islam Makhachev earlier this year. What was that, back in April? Almost nobody has ever taken down Islam Makhachev. He took him down, and he lost that fight, but it's Islam Makhachev. And for those who don't know who that is, that's Khabib's training partner and
boyfriend.
Basically, yeah. Well, I'll say best friend, but
Khabib's boyfriend.
I'd say Cyborg. I got Spencer over Cyborg. Jesse Richards has Cyborg losing to Spencer. I mean, she's good on the ground, but Cyborg has 91% takedown defense, so that's going to be a tough one. All right, looks like Jocko is walking out to the cage right now. Oh, you still got the music going if you can fade that out. All good. You guys able to hear us okay? Just sound off.
Yeah,
let us know how things are looking. I haven't heard anybody complain. Somebody asked how tall are we? I'm 7'4".
I'm 5'3".
5'3", so you can kind of tell the height disparity between us just by looking at us. 6'6", 250 pounds. Max Holloway by TKO. To be honest, I've got Max Holloway probably finishing it that way too.
I think Max could win. Yeah, for sure.
I think he's going to overwhelm him in the way that he did, similar to like a Brian Ortega or something like that. Considering Frankie Edgar's lost to Jose Aldo twice, Max beat him twice.
Different style fighter though.
We're playing MMA Matt.
Jose won because he plays Matador really well. Like Max always walks forward. He's the pressure guy. Jose let Frankie walk at him in straight lines.
Yeah,
and counterpunch really well. So it's two different styles.
That's the thing about the loss to Poirier too. Some people say Poirier, but I'm going the old school Mike Goldberg way. So that fight, he was hunting down Poirier the entire time.
Oh yeah,
he was hunting him down. It was too big. I mean, it was too powerful. He's too bulked up. You know, they're about the same height, but
his power didn't really translate that well up to 55. But he throws a lot of punches, like kind of Nick Diaz style.
Yeah,
he doesn't really sit down on his punches to throw big knockout punches. He's like an overwhelming kind of guy. Frankie could take him down, though, man. I don't know. I still think he could have.
Yeah, he's a strong wrestler.
If Ortega can take him down, but I mean, he also is. Frankie's 37 now, so just one of the toughest motherfuckers to ever do it.
If he wins, this will be like it would be one of those like Randy Couture type kind of things where it's not supposed to happen. By the way, we got a super chat from Kush Goldex, who's actually from Tennessee. He says, super illegal, and I'm in Tennessee, nowhere near the capital in Kingsport. Actually, we do know people from Kingsport. Greg was from there.
Greg is from Kingsport. That's right.
So, yeah.
You know Greg?
Thanks for the shout out. Do you know Greg?
Do you know Greg?
We got another super chat. What
up?
Hey,
what the hell?
Keep them coming.
This is awesome. Hell yeah.
I'm going to butcher your name, Saleh El Faraj. I'm assuming that's how you say it. Here you go. Hope this helps a little bit. Thank you,
Thanks, guys.
Saleh. Hope I said that right. But
always appreciate the super chats. It's also the easiest way to get a question noticed because they do pop up super big.
I mean, it's just I just really appreciate it. He says I know Greg.
Because
Goldex knows Greg Coronado. Yeah. Let's see. Max will destroy Holloway. NS25 says. I'm kind of on that. I'm on that train with you, to be honest.
He destroys Edgar?
I think he destroys Edgar. I think,
He destroys.
I think he destroys.
You think
Edgar.
destroys? Okay.
Yep. Like you would think that they've been talking about this a lot. Like Brett Okamoto asked him in an interview. It's like, hey, the reach advantage isn't as long. It's only about an inch or two. You would think it would be so much bigger because of the height differential.
Right.
But their arm length is about the same. So boxing actually looks pretty good for Frankie. It's just we don't really see Frankie do what Max Holloway does, and considering Max Holloway has done it to the people that Frankie Edgar has lost to, you know, I mean, he got destroyed with that uppercut from Ortega. He's on a 1-fight win streak, you know, so
I just can't. Yeah, I mean, I still give Frankie a little bit more credit. The only people that he's lost to are our champions and him and Ortega. And everyone gets caught. That's his first time ever getting finished. Like, that's pretty insane. I don't know. He's got a lot of miles on it, but it is a different stylistic fight. Like Jose has some of the best takedown defense ever in footwork. Frankie doesn't do great against people that move backwards and have good footwork.
Cool.
But Max moves forward with good footwork. I don't know.
Yes, Max moves. I mean,
I'm anxious to see. There's a lot of unanswered questions, but it should be Max, man. He's got 10 years younger than him.
It's supposed to be at this point. You know, this would just be a total shock.
Right.
But they're doing the tell of the tape for Jocko and Barry Altz, and they're doing the announcing, so we're about to start here. What we're going to do, just to kind of give you guys a heads up, we got the round indicator. You can already see that on the screen. And when the actual fight itself starts, we'll start the 5-minute timer. And so you guys can try to keep up with us that way. There's always going to be a bit of lag because we're streaming from the internet, and then we're streaming to you from our connection. So there's always going to be a delay there, you know. Yeah. So if you guys are ahead of us, you can try to sync it with us. Otherwise, you know, that's just how it works. But
this could go either way, man. Both these guys have chain link tattoos. This could go either way.
That's how you do it.
There's no telling, man.
Is that actually Vegeta?
That's a Dragon Ball Z with
How have I never noticed that? That's not new.
That's Vegeta in the octagon, and then the other guy looks like he's bringing a bear or some kind of other nature animal to the octagon.
Yeah, so if you guys have seen Barry Alt, he's from Quebec. He's got a really big, just kind of...
two bears fighting in an
two
octagon.
bears fighting. And he's got a gorilla on the side.
In an octagon.
Yeah, what's a lot of fun about this guy is he has a lot of power. He can finish people on the ground. He can finish them from the guard. So that was one of his last fights. I'm trying to remember who he fought, but he was able to stop the guy within the guard and actually completely KO him. So he's really good on the ground, but he's got really heavy hands on the feet.
Right.
But I think grappling is a little bit more of his base, so I think we'll kind of see a bit more of that. I mean, they're both good everywhere. But all right, so we're starting. So hit that timer right as they go out. Actually, stop it. Yeah, there you go. And then restart it once you see them go towards the center of the cage. Everybody, give it up for our friend Mandrew. His name's Andrew, and he's a man. So there you go. All right. So there's our timer, guys. This is synced up within a second. We've got it really close to the time of the fight going on, so you can keep up with us that way. Somebody said copying the JRE. I mean, yeah. I mean,
no way. We're gonna be copied.
We tried titling this thing so many different things, but when we title it anything else, people just assume it's a live stream.
What we tried, Fightcast?
Fight Companion. Yeah, we tried Fightcast,
which I liked, but no one knew what that meant.
It was a good original name, but literally everybody just thought it was a stream, and we're like, okay, well we have to call it something that people are familiar with.
So many people came in here and like got upset. You guys aren't showing the fights. What's wrong? You promised us showing the fights.
So many people. Daily Davis says, lots of us watching alone. Thanks for this. Shout out to you, Daily.
Man. Heck yeah.
Thank you for
brother.
Thank you for the shout out. And yeah, man. I mean, we've been in those shoes before. I mean, even still, it's like we have our own lives. We don't always get to watch this with somebody.
Right.
So even now, we don't always have somebody over to watch it with. So, and plus, it's just good to hang out with you guys. It's just fun. So if you guys are just kind of wanting a little bit of update about the action, so we got Jotko just kind of pressing against the cage here, but very much knows what he's doing up against the cage, and he was able to reverse it. I think Barry Alt's probably a bit stronger here, and I think we're going to see him really start to kind of muscle Jotko in these positions.
Jotko had a big streak, man. What, he lose 3 times in a row? And then he's got that one fight streak back on the way.
Yeah, what has he got? Uriah Hall.
He lost to legit people. They kind of fed him to the wolves a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough go to lose 3 in a row like that. Yeah. Was he on a 1-fight win streak now? So let me actually hop over to his record because I got that pulled up. Yeah, so Brian Tavares, Uriah Hall, and David Branch. 2 TKOs in that run. Yeah. The decision was with David Branch, and that was a fairly close fight, but he's coming off a decision win, so he's in a pretty tough place. It's been around since 2013, man. It's crazy how some of these guys will be under the radar for so long. Yeah, Joe Rogan's just kind of highlighting the head kick power, and you can see him kind of trying to create space here. Faked a big old knee. See, Barry Alt's got that power though. You just saw him barrel right hands.
Yeah, dude is he's very strong.
Yeah.
I don't think he's fought near the competition, but
I love the every single time we do these streams, somebody says put a mirror behind us, or if you look really closely, just look at the YouTube award.
Shouldn't they send you like 4 more of these?
Yeah, we deserve like 4 more of these, damn it.
4 of these.
Yeah, so who do you guys have in this fight so far? I would say, I mean, it's pretty even. There's a nice dirty uppercut there from Barry Alt. That's pretty slick.
Is Barry Alt a TriStar guy?
I don't know if he is, to be honest. But he's from Quebec, so.
I assume if you live in Canada, you're a TriStar guy. That's wrong. That's a bad.
I mean, it's kind of like everybody going to Albuquerque or American Top Team. Yeah. They tend to, like, when Couture is fighting, everybody went to Extreme Couture. It's just kind of a magnet.
Jotko just threw like the Anderson Silva, Tony Frickland elbow.
Oh.
And it landed. It was pretty legit. That's the second time. That's like a staple for him. God, he's getting worse against the cage.
I couldn't tell if that was an elbow from Barry Alt, but yeah, there's a nice kind of back and forth. What you're seeing Jotko winning the exchanges, and Barry Alt really try to get it up against the cage, where he's definitely winning up against the cage. So it's
he's just kind of bullying him.
Yes. Yeah, he's definitely the bigger man too. It's like they're about the same height, but he's definitely.
Through the Weidman.
Yeah,
punch.
he threw the Weidman. He went back with the right hand after he threw it. It went back. Pretty great. Somebody says I have Neil on Holloway tonight. Let's see. This fight companion is sponsored by Monster Energy and Apple Watch. That is from Max Randall. He is the all-star video editor of MMA On Point. Good to see Max Randall in the chat. So he's in New Zealand. So we're in Central Time U.S. Right now it is 9:23, which means it is 2:23 for him. It's in the middle of the afternoon, and it's tomorrow because that's how far ahead New Zealand is in Auckland.
Oh my God!
What a takedown!
Huge slam! Oh, he couldn't capitalize on it.
Wow!
Barrel just tried to slam Jocko on his face.
Yeah, he literally just turned him like 180 upside down with his head going into the mat, but it wasn't really enough to hurt him, so he just quickly reversed the position. That was pretty insane.
It's kind of a dirty fight so far.
Yeah. That's a really close round. Who do you do that to?
Probably Burial. Probably him. I feel like the shots were pretty even, but he was more the aggressor.
Yeah.
But not really decisive either way.
Yeah, there wasn't. I wouldn't say there was any big damage in that round. Who do you guys have it for? Let's see. We got Jocko 10-9, so some people have it for
someone's got it for Jocko.
Brian Gonzalez says, "Hi guys, who won that round?" We're still trying to decide that. It was a very close round.
No telling, my man.
It's 3:30 in the UK. I don't know if I'll make it all the way, boys. Pray for me. Jack Turner, I believe in you. You can do it.
Drink some coffee, bro. Pull it together.
I'm not religious, but I will feel for you, bro. Frankie with the Superman punch KO. Wow.
If that happened,
A-Ron he's calling the shots tonight.
If Frankie actually could sit down and punch and knock Max out.
J.R. Roberts says, "Hang in there, Jack. Get some snacks." That's a good call. You're not really 7-4, are you? No, I'm not, Slay.
7-3.
Yeah.
Just always embellishing.
All right, so we just started the timer. Nice job there, Mandrew. He was a man. His name was Andrew.
Young Manny.
Very creative. Knock off JRE fight companion, says Keith Chapman.
Thanks, man.
I'm just going to keep addressing these. No, it's just like the first person that says live stream, I'm pretty sure everyone after that was just like, you're ripping them off. I'm just calling it a familiar term. That's all we're
not pretending to be funny and stuff. Like,
yeah.
We're not that
I don't have a stand-up show tomorrow night anywhere.
Ooh, big right hand by Burial.
Yeah, big shot by Burial. And besides, Joe Rogan's not doing it tonight. So there's that.
Yeah, dude.
Keith Chapman said, "Just messing with y'all. Y'all good. Appreciate it, man."
Joe actually hired us to do this place.
Joe said, "Please do this. You already sound enough like me anyway, and a cross between Kermit the Frog, so just go for it."
Does that ever make you feel bad that you listen to so much JRE that you sound like him though?
Yeah, apparently. It makes me feel terrible. I'm the worst person on the planet. Let's see.
I think I've realized it though. You two have the same inflection. Like, you stress the same syllables and stuff.
I need to start listening to different podcasts, apparently.
Yeah, man.
I am that much of an MMA dork, so I can see how that would happen. See, Cody Nixon says, "Not about the fights, but y'all are my main MMA channel to watch. Love your content, your list. Keep up the great work. Mad love from Oklahoma." Respect, Cody. Much appreciation there. And sorry, we're not talking about the fights that much. I mean, we're going to try to as much as we can.
We're also not qualified.
There's a lot of... I mean, again, we're just hanging out. We're not qualified at all.
I can't tell you about technical elements of this fight.
We're as qualified as your friends that you would be watching with this anyway, and that's the point. The point is just to hang out.
He looks to me like he's trying to punch him, Jason. I'm not sure.
Oh my God, he is. That's terrible. I thought this was pro wrestling. That's still what my mom says when I tell her I run an MMA channel. She's just like, "Oh, is that like pro wrestling?" And it's like, "No, they're fighting." She's like, "For real?"
Jason,
that's terrible.
You ain't never going to go anywhere spending all that time.
Jocko's throwing the fire, but he's not
Jocko's
really landing.
Yeah, no. Guy's covering up really well.
He threw like a massive uppercut. You remember that one where it was like this viral video on a bus of this guy getting into a confrontation. He was the bus driver with some crazy lady who's trying to fight him.
Oh, yeah.
And so he was like, "You're going to jail." And then he just uppercutted the shit out of her. That's what Jocko just did. Just like went for everything. It's kind of like a Ryu at the same time. Or Ryu. Sorry, I'm from the 90s generation. We don't say Ryu. Can you help me out with some of these guys that are posting the link stream? We're just going to start blocking anybody that says that they have a link. Because that's illegal, and you should stop doing that. Get a life.
We don't break the law here.
Except for the drugs. But, yeah. Do you feel Frankie has a chance after seeing Brian T. City whoop him?
Yep.
That's kind of been my argument. Oh, seeing some nice action there. Just kind of had to stop for a second because it's like, wait. You're really just seeing Barriel just kind of barrel
Looks like
forward.
Jocko got a little hurt for a second there.
Yeah. He's doing a pretty good job of trying to counter going backwards.
He's still throwing.
Yeah, he's still trying to throw some big shots here and there. Ooh, big uppercut.
That was a nice uppercut.
But anyhow, that was
Frankie
kind of
does still have a chance, though. Absolutely.
Yes, that was kind of my point, though. It's like, yeah, he has lost to guys like T City, and he's lost to guys like Aldo, and they were particularly kind of bad losses where he got shut out in the Aldo fights, and he got completely destroyed in the Brian fight. So
yeah, he didn't. I think he went like what, 49-46 for both Aldo fights.
I forgot we still had Jay Tebow from last time. Daniel Bendorf was the guy who ran our last stream.
Was it Jay Tebow?
And he just put Jay Tebow. I mean, Jay Tebow is an OG. He's like a guy who's been around since this channel started, and he's been a big supporter. So Lucas Farrow just says Jason from MMA on Point ! And he tagged us in it. Aaron says fan of MMA on Point videos, and he gave us $2. Much appreciated, man.
Dang,
Thanks so
guys.
much. I will take much more of that.
I'll take all of your monies. Don't feel any pressure to give money, by the way.
It does help on these streams, though.
It does.
There's a lot of work that goes into these streams. All these stupid graphics, you would not believe how long it takes to make all those graphics that are on the screen right now. It's just kind of annoying. But it's worth it, you know? I spent all day getting ready for it. Oh, that was such a crazy reversal.
These guys are getting into it, man.
Woo! Yeah, Barry Alt just went for like a crazy kind of like he buckled him right around the back, and he tried to pick him up, and
Jocko ended in full mount.
Yeah, it's crazy. He was just able to get himself in enough position where he literally ended in a mount, but the round ended. That was awesome.
I guess you got to give it to Barry Alt again, but it's not super definitive.
You're starting to see both guys get weird here.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing Barry Alt. I feel like Barry Alt's taking a little bit more of the damage, but he's also throwing enough of his, and he's also putting on so much pressure that it's a really close round. Who did you guys have in that round?
I'd be really interested to see.
If I think I were pressed to say, I would think it would be 1-1. I think I would have Barry Alt with round 1, and I think I might give Jocko a little bit of the second round. Jocko's getting tired, but I feel like he's still hitting the bigger shots, and so it's that kind of classic
This one should be pretty definitive right here.
David Flores Jr. says, mad love to MMA on Point. Big shout out to y'all. Thanks for all the hard work. Somebody's from the South. If you're saying y'all.
Yeah, you're saying y'all.
That's usually the dead giveaway. Yeah, we're from Tennessee, so there you go. 1919 says Jay Tiva, so he agrees with us. Let's see. Matt Davis says, favorite YouTube channel. Thank you, sir. Oh, we got Jocko going for a takedown, but he couldn't quite get it.
Good. Still has a single.
Yeah, he's still trying to work for it. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of just kind of pressed against the cage action. Most of it's coming from Barry Alt, but I don't know. I mean, that's what a lot of people have done. When you watch Randy Couture going all the way back to his early days fighting guys like Kevin Randleman, who were just monsters from inside the guard and would finish people, you know.
Right.
If Mark Coleman was the godfather of ground and pound, maybe Kevin Randleman was the great uncle. You know, he's right in that same time frame where he's right next to Mark Coleman. He was great in ground and pound as well.
Oh.
Ooh. So we got, Jocko still can't quite get it. Yeah, Barry Alt's killing it. But
Herb was about to break him up.
It kind of reminds me of the strategy I think Jocko's kind of going for is what Randy Couture did against Kevin Randleman. You know, if he was
he's walking on hands down. Very old.
He's trying to goad him, trying to bait the takedown. Oh, big elbow from Barry Alt. But yeah, so it's kind of a similar strategy I think that Jocko's going for by trying to take down the guy who's really good on the ground, trying to reverse him into position because
Head kick.
That's usually the criticism of guys that are strong on the top. They're used to being the hammer, but not the nail. And that's where it gets really difficult. So I think it's smart that he's trying to go for the takedown, but he just can't get it on. I got Herb Dean 30-26. There you go.
He wins every fight, man.
Yeah, a lot of people have been criticizing him lately for some of those stoppages. The Durandamy stoppage was definitely disappointing, but I mean, it's just part of a ref's career. He'll have his ebbs and flows.
You think the stoppage was that bad?
I thought it was really bad.
Really?
Yeah, because she was still moving. She was trying to go for a defense right after that. Maybe one or two more shots would have gotten it. That's all they would have taken.
Yeah.
It was just you gotta give them that opportunity. I mean, we've seen people come back from way crazier stuff than that.
Frankie Edgar.
Yeah, Frankie Edgar is
The king of comebacks.
If Frankie Edgar, if Herb Dean from the Durandamy fight was reffing any of those Frankie Edgar fights, either the last two against Gray Maynard, he would have called off the fight. That's how it would have gone.
Well, I mean, to be honest, most people will call that nowadays. Stoppages have probably gotten much quicker than they were back in the day.
If you go back and watch King Shamrock versus Tito Ortiz 2, the crowd was booing like crazy after that stoppage, but it was totally justified. It was so bad, the reaction from the fans, that they literally did the fight on free TV because it was a pay-per-view fight. They literally brought it back to free TV on Spike and did it again. But today, we would just consider that a normal stoppage. Yeah. That's just how much things have changed. And there's an interesting debate on that, about safety and all those kind of things. It could be argued that it's just safer now, but
I kind of like the old way, to be honest. You're a fighter.
I put it up to the fighters the way I put it up to them. It's like, all right, we want knees on the ground. I don't think us fans should be deciding. I think the fighters should maybe take a vote on it anonymously, where it's like anonymous. That way, if anybody says they don't want it, they're not called like a coward or something, because that would just be stupid. But anyway,
for the stoppages back in the day, they used to just be like, "Hey man, you're just gonna get beat up for the next 15 minutes. Like if you're kind of defending yourself, if you're moving, they weren't gonna stop it. They would just let you get beat up."
Right, but it's the same argument. So like we could say they need to take more damage, but we're just watching. So I think the fighter should make that decision in the same way that they would for knees. Or
but how would they say that? Like how would they?
They would just do it anonymously. They would just take a vote on it anonymously. So you would go to the UFC, you would go to Bellator, you would go to the biggest organizations and anonymously have them take a survey. There's only a certain amount of fighters on their roster, so they know once they have 600 tallied, they know that's their fighters, and they can say, all right, we don't know who said it, but unanimously everybody wanted to have knees on the ground again, so let's bring
I'm not talking about knees on the ground. I'm talking about stopping fights early.
Yeah, I'm using it as an analogy. So the same thing would be for stopping fights early. We're saying as fans that they should take more punishment.
Yeah.
Of course, we want that because we're not being hurt. So that's the argument.
They could never
it's
make
the same
a
for
vote that
knees
says
on the
like,
ground.
hey, Herb, don't stop my fights early. It's
No.
Call.
No. The thing is to say, like we would say that there needs to be more damage, that things need to go on a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. The fighters would need to make that decision. So it would just generically say that. And it'd be harder to enforce, but it's hard to enforce now. So you would just be moving the line a little bit. JP Compton says, from Bama, love y'all, biggest threat to Habib. Poirier, because everyone forgets that everyone used to say Poirier back in the day.
Tony, bro. Tony's the biggest
threat. Tony Ferguson is probably the biggest threat, but I think Poirier is so good everywhere. I've actually got him to win,
I'm picking him winning.
I don't care if that's the underdog win, but the thing is that we still haven't seen from Habib, and the fact of the matter is, like... Oof. Yeah, that was a really great elbow from Barry.
Both these dudes got tagged, man.
Sorry, we're getting off on tangents here. If I'm being honest, that kind of speaks to the lack of the strength of this card. So we can get distracted that easily, but it's just the fact.
Let's talk about Habib in the lightweight division.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of watching all these fights, but
kind of an underwhelming card.
This should have been on the prelims, is where it should have been.
Yeah.
I felt like what they should have had, Figueiredo. I thought they should have had him on there. Who was he fighting earlier? Somebody help me out. But they were ranked 3 and 4 in their divisions. Yeah. Those guys are going to be fighting for the title next. Like after everything goes through, after Joseph Benavidez and after maybe Uriah Faber, those guys are going to be the ones that are up there. The winner of that match is who's going to be fighting next, and you got them buried in the undercard. Should be on the main card. But then again, It's on ESPN. That would be the other side of the argument. More
Yeah.
people are seeing it on
Yeah.
regular cable packages. But yeah, I still say Tony Ferguson. I think you're right. Tony Ferguson is really good on the ground from his back. That's the thing we
Doesn't
still
get
haven't seen
tired
from
at all.
Habib. Yeah, and he doesn't get no, dude. That dude is a machine.
He's probably the better he's a better stand-up fighter than Habib is too.
Right.
But Habib is so damn good at one thing.
Aaron brings up a good point. Habib has only 11 UFC fights. Tony 12 fight win streak. I mean, Tony's definitely fought the harder competition.
100%.
Like, definitely fought.
Conor is by far the best fighter that Habib has ever fought.
Yeah, and this is the thing too. You know, like a lot of fans are very much. All right, who's this Oleg guy? You're gone, Oleg.
Sorry, Oleg.
Yeah, he keeps throwing on posts about links. I hope he wasn't just joking and I just banned the dude. I don't know. But Intent Chief says first card with an O since 200 with no DC. First card with an O since 200 with no DC. What?
What, with a 0?
DC's been on like 190 and 180 and 170 and 160. Is that what?
200.
It has a 0 in it?
220, 230. I don't know. That's a weird stat, man.
Yeah, that's a weird stat. That doesn't sound right to me. Or do you mean like you're calling...
They gave it to Joko.
Yeah.
And he can break dance.
I mean, fair enough. That was some good breaks.
Pretty close.
It was a close
Pretty
fight.
close fight.
And
It was split, okay.
This was a kind of a grueling fight. Apparently, I have an alarm going off, and I have no idea why.
Volkanovski.
That's strange. I probably set one for AM.
Yeah, did you hear that he flew like 30 hours or something like that to just weigh in?
He had to drive from like Seattle to like San Francisco and then fly over to like I don't know. It's kind of ridiculous. Apparently, he's connecting flights.
Yeah.
Because he's coming from Australia, so he can't get a direct flight from Australia to apparently within a time frame. I mean, I've had to do that before, where you kind of had to like literally book separate flights to try to make your own path because the airport doesn't have it set up.
I could see Volkanovski winning. I could see him beating Max with that style.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, you're talking about a guy who has a lot of power, who also doesn't get tired. I mean, you just beat Jose Aldo, man.
Yeah.
Like, that was the fight that I thought it should have happened tonight. And here's the thing. A lot of people are expecting Max Holloway to win. I'm expecting Max Holloway to win. Are you expecting him to win?
I would say it's probably, good, like at 80-20.
So there's that 20% chance, though, that Edgar could win. And all of a sudden they mess up Volkanovski versus Max Holloway in Australia. And he was the number one contender, who I think should have had the chance to do it anyway. So, and they're actually advertising it right now for Whitaker versus Adesanya.
Yeah.
I want to go to that fight, but it's like a $1,400 flight to go from Tennessee.
Yeah.
It's like, screw that.
That's going to be an amazing fight.
Yes.
God.
That's such a fun fight. We just hope nothing happens. But, so that, I guess that's just kind of generally my thought on it. You know, it's like, it's just kind of tough to say that Volkanovski wouldn't give a better matchup than Edgar as much as Edgar has done. You know?
Yeah.
It just makes sense for... I don't know why you would put that match in jeopardy, but here's the other thing, though. Here's the other side of that. Obviously, like a week after this fight got announced against Edgar, Volkanovski got injured, and so he had to take some time off. And the other part of that is Max Holloway said he wanted to fight in July.
Blood infection, right? After the Aldo fight?
Yeah, like he almost died.
Brazil and he almost lost his foot or some shit.
Yeah, like... Maybe it was just his foot. I thought he almost died. Like there was something like
I thought he had a blood infection.
Posted with him in the hospital.
some crazy thing that happened.
Something heinous that needed to be taken care of. It's quick recovery time.
Right.
Like he's probably, I believe he's already training again. But the other thing about that though is Max Holloway wanted to fight in July.
Right.
So that was his thing. He was like, if I don't win the IC title, instead of getting Habib next, I want to fight in July if I end up losing. So
it's Pettis versus Nate.
Jeez, yeah, they're showing the hype for that. Dude, we were there for that.
We were there, yeah, we were in Nashville for
UFC Nashville, yeah.
Stephen Thompson.
Yeah, Stephen Thompson versus Pettis, like, That was such a shocking knockout. That was right after the last Masvidal knockout. It's so good to see Nate Diaz back, man. I'm so stoked about Nate Diaz being back.
Yeah. I wish they would just pay this man. I think if the money was right, he would be fighting all the time.
Yeah, it's a tough one, you know? I don't know how much he's getting outside, and he's just like, you know what? I'm good. It's like, I'm doing all these endorsements, you know, I'm showing up everywhere. He put CBD on the map, you know. We're not talking about CBD without Nate Diaz.
Not for MMA.
Not for MMA. Yeah, I mean, obviously.
That dude is... Maybe smoking his weed pen in the press conference.
I remember that being really controversial at the time because we thought he was going to get a suspension off it. And finally, Romero versus Costa. Oh my God. Please, MMA gods, let that still happen. Oh, that's interesting. They're showing the clinch percentages, 22.9% of the strikes are in the clinch from Pettis. Interesting. Yeah, this is a really fun fight.
They're just going to stand up. And
I think it's going to be like the Cerrone fight.
Yeah.
Nate Diaz versus Cerrone.
Talk. I mean, I can see Pettis beating Nate Diaz.
Absolutely. When he was champ, dude, like everybody was just like, you can't stop, you can't touch this guy.
Right.
The way he put down Cerrone, the way he put down Benson. They're showing the first Benson, one of the crazy cage kicks in WC. The armbar.
Gill.
Yeah.
First to finish Gilbert.
But then again, you know, when you look at Nate Diaz's most recent fights, we've probably seen the better version of him. Like, everybody was talking about that Michael Johnson's fight. You know, they were like, this is the best version we've ever seen of Nate Diaz. And Michael Johnson was on a tear before that fight.
Right.
He's the last guy to beat Tony Ferguson. You know, Michael Johnson is the last guy to beat Dustin Poirier.
Too.
He's got some crazy wins.
He's not on the tear. He's lost weight a few times. But
before the Nate Diaz fight, he was on a tear. He was on like a 5-fight win streak.
Michael Johnson's that guy that like he can beat anybody on just about any night. How much time he does.
If he lands any punch like he did on Poirier, like, you're going out.
What do you think about DC Stipe?
Ooh, it's risky.
Yeah.
Because if you look back at that fight, Stipe was winning that fight up until that knockout shot happens. It's super risky. I think that's why he didn't want it. Because he wanted either Jones again or he wanted to fight, I don't know.
To be honest, he's way too small to be a heavyweight.
Yeah, I don't think he wants any of that in Gannon's fight.
He's 5'8", bro. You're a middleweight. Mm-hmm. And the fact that he can do that, he's like the best Roy Nelson.
Yeah, he definitely is like a much better. What people used to call him, I'm sure you guys will remember this from the Strike Force days. Black Fedor. Because he was this out of shape guy. He wasn't big, wasn't imposing, wasn't intimidating. He's just knocking people the hell out. Well, Fedor was.
Yeah.
He only knocked out Bigfoot in Strike Force, but
people will downplay. I mean, DC is fighting 2 weight classes above what he should be. He probably should be the best middleweight of all time. And the fact that even on the second Jones fight, he was outboxing him. He was up 2 rounds to 0, and then John knocked him out.
Yeah, that just shows how these kind of fights can go sometimes, man. It was one kick that messed everything up. And he leaned into it. And if you look back at John Jones' own commentary on it, he said that's what he noticed. He tended to try to throw hands and move his head off base to try to avoid punches, which is a great thing to do, but he just had the perfect counter for it. Somebody asked how we were watching this on a TV. So I'm just using Chromecast. I'm literally just using the ESPN app, and I'm casting to Chromecast on the TV. You can also use like your PS4 or Xbox for ESPN Plus because there's an app for it. Love to hear your thoughts on heavyweight or flyweight, Jay Tivo says. I'm most likely in the minority, but I prefer the lighter weight classes more.
I do too.
Well, I mean, I think especially now, though, I would say right now, to be honest, I actually think you're in the majority because right now, the money fight class right now is 155 without a doubt. You know, when you've got Conor, you've got Tony, you got Khabib, and you got Poirier, you got all those guys there, and then you've got Max Holloway, who, to be honest, I don't think he could have lost any better than he did against Poirier. It was such an impressive performance in a loss. One of the most impressive performances.
Yeah, he stuck around.
He had such good performances there. You look at 170, Kamaru Usman, I don't think he's going to be a seller for a while, especially with a grinding out style. Of course, Habib has that too, but Habib mauls people. I think that's the difference. He usually really messes them up. I think that's one of the reasons why people have gotten excited about him.
What do you like watching from a technical perspective? Like bigger guys or smaller guys?
Well, the problem with the bigger guys, especially right now, I mean, you've got a guy, and this is just the reality, and I'm talking about this as a fan, so take it with a grain of salt to an extent here, but like, we're talking about somebody who is getting a title shot right now in Ngannou, who's so powerful that he's making up for this deficiency of not training for such a long time. Whereas you have these guys in flyweight, bantamweight, featherweight, and lightweight, and especially when you look at lightweight, where it's considered the best class in the world, it's really hard to compete with that, especially when you look and you can see somebody who's only been training for about I think he's been about 5 years now, but when he came in the UFC and was really messing people up, it was a really short amount of time. So you're not seeing that high-level kind of thing going back and forth where you saw somebody like, who was it that Derek Lewis fought Daniel Cormier, and you saw a huge skill discrepancy there. Derek Lewis should have won that just by virtue of his incredible size and power, but because there's such a skill differential in the heavyweight division, it's always been light, it's always been a problem. Now, you're always kind of facing this. I think it's always kind of skewed lower, and it's just become, as the stars have started to emerge, I think the attention has started to shift towards those people. I think they've always been the most talented people on the planet. A lot of people considered BJ Penn the top pound-for-pound guy when he was the champion on that weight class until, of course, GSP beat him. But I think it usually is about 170 and under, but 185 looks incredible right now, too.
I like watching 125ers just because, think about how fast their reaction times have to be. They're throwing so much faster than heavyweight. They're throwing, Mighty Mouse punches much quicker, and he has to see punches much quicker and react more quickly. I don't know. I think they're almost. I think Mighty Mouse is probably technically the best fighter, right? Like, just with. I don't know, with how fast he has to move, and I don't know. It's a tough.
Because you start running into this kind of thing of when you're smaller, you can move faster, and you can just kind of be more agile and have a longer gas tank.
But at heavyweight, the mistakes, mean more. You can't get hit with
True.
one punch. you're done. So I see it both ways.
Nobody doesn't get knocked out at heavyweight.
Yep.
Like, is there a heavyweight fighter that we know of? There are people that have developing streaks like Daniel Cormier, but he could get knocked out by Ngannou in a heartbeat. He could get knocked out by John Jones up there like he did at light heavyweight.
There's not a human in the world, I think, that could probably take a punch from Ngannou.
Yeah. I mean,
a
just
full-on
a
punch.
heavyweight in general, you know? Like, when you're that big, you have that much momentum and torque behind a punch. It's just physics.
Right.
Bradley Harrell, actually, I remember you used to be on our live chats pretty often. It's good to see you on here, Bradley. He gave us $1.
Thanks, Brad.
Just to say what's up. Much appreciated. Somebody said Vodo Studios. Vodo Studios is a great channel. I love their channel. They do the Mexican mixed martial arts, and they kill it. They actually have great production quality, and I'm a really big fan of them. Long John says, what's up, Jason and Bo? Actually, remember you from the live chats as well. Augustine Pineda says, Max versus Zabit. Who you got and when will it happen?
Depends on the night. There's a lot of guys in line in front of Zabit.
What does Zabit have before he gets to a title?
What does he have?
Yeah, in terms of how many fights.
He probably needs 2, I think, before he's in the title fight. The Yair Rodriguez fight is the one everyone wants to see, but they're not.
Yeah.
They didn't book that. They booked
He's got Jeremy
Rodriguez.
Stevens. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he needs to fight a top contender. He needs to fight a top 5 dude, like Zabit versus Aldo or something like that. And then he probably needs 1 or 2, and then see what happens. There's just so many guys in front of him.
I think it's a bit early to kind of jump into the Zabit. I think it's a bit unfair. Kind of like, they were talking about it a lot for the first Poirier fight versus Max Holloway versus the second one. The second one was way closer, and for good reason, because that's how early Max Holloway was into his development, as a fighter. So I think we're going to kind of see the same in this situation where Zabit is so early into his career. I feel like he needs 1 or 2 wins in the top 10, preferably 1 more in the top 5.
He beat Stevens, which is a good fight.
Yeah, I mean Stevens. That's a great fight.
That's a good name.
Yeah.
That's a really good name.
Yeah.
People are sleeping on the Korean Zombie though. That guy might be the champ. That guy might be your champ.
But he has that crazy loss to Yair now. You know? That crazy back elbow. It's just
that's a freak loss, man.
It was a freak loss. He was winning.
Loss. Yeah, he was literally 1 second from if he did not charge at him, he would have won that fight.
Yeah, like it's a combination of like him throwing a perfectly timed elbow.
Yeah.
But also the chances that he got it. I mean, how many times have you ever seen that? You don't see it very often for a reason because no one ever lands techniques like that.
Right.
It's kind of like, we just saw Jotko try to do the crazy, infamous Anderson Silva kind of crazy elbow that he did back in the day. You don't really see it land very often because of that. You ready, Major? I'm about to start. Yeah, I have to turn on. Yeah, but yeah.
Here we go.
All right.
Olivier Aubin-Mercier.
Yeah, he's probably the most recognizable name in kind of, I don't know, this card tonight for Canadian MMA. He's done all this stuff with GSP lately where they've remade a lot of like old Schwarzenegger movie scenes on Twitter. It's pretty funny. But yeah, he's on a 2-fight losing streak. No...
Who do you lose to?
Hernandez and Gilbert Burns. Yeah. And there's no shame in those losses, you know? Like, Alexander Hernandez, we thought before the Cerrone fight that he was just going to be this guy that was going to go in. Right. And, I mean, I was picking... I don't know. I didn't know who to pick in that fight because you never know which Cerrone version you're going to get. But a lot of people were picking Alexander Hernandez. There's no shame in that loss.
He's still talented. Yeah, he's a really talented guy.
Still super talented. And his last fight wasn't that great, but yeah. So Burns fighting Oban for the second time. Pretty interesting. They fought back at 231. Am I reading that right? No, that's Gilbert Burns. Yeah, so he beat Gilbert Burns. I was like, wait, what's going on here?
A lot of action going on.
Yeah. What's really fun about Saryukin, he's got some crazy combinations. Right now he's going for the grappling. And this is who I was talking about earlier when he fought Islam Makhachev. He actually took him down. Like, we're talking about everything about Habib is basically true about Islam Makhachev.
Right.
So good on the ground, this crazy Sambo background. And for a while, Habib's dad thought Islam was actually better than Habib. And he still might even be right despite the kind of crazy KO loss that he had a couple years back. But, yeah, like, Saryukin took him down. And he's also got crazy finishes. He's got spinning back elbow finishes and, like, he can KO people on the feet. This is a tough fight, yeah. So, I think we're seeing some pretty top prospects in this one. Saryukin, this is only his second fight in the UFC. Before that, he's been elsewhere. He fought in April. This is a quick turnaround. Ooh,
oh, good knee.
That was almost perfectly timed, dude. If he landed that knee on Saryukin's chin, that would have been it. Nice takedown.
He's going to get this dude to the ground.
Yeah, Saryukin is crafty.
Yeah, he's just not.
Let's see. What are your thoughts on this fight, guys? I want to throw it to you guys. You guys do this for every event. I've been subbed for a while, but this is the first time I've seen you guys do it live. So we were talking about this in the beginning. It's been a couple months because we've been going to the events lately. Like, we were there for UFC Nashville a couple months ago. We were there for UFC Chicago. And Tom and I actually went to UFC 239. So we usually try to do it for pay-per-view events. I think we would go crazy if we tried to do it for everyone.
We're both in town and have nothing going on. We're going to watch the fights anyway, so might as well watch
it with you guys. It's the lowest priority. Let's see, we got a couple more super chats. MSG main event prediction November. Ooh. Let me come back to that one because that's going to be a tough one to answer. The other one was just a 99-cent from Bailey Cox. Appreciate that. So going back to
MSG
Intent Chiefs. Yeah, so I want to go to that because I've actually never been to New York. You were there for 205, which is insane.
For Connor.
Yeah, took a picture with Donald Cerrone after he was super hungover.
We were both super hungover.
You showed me that picture.
He did not want to take that picture with me.
Yeah, Donald Cerrone's just like, hey.
No, we're both like, not a good picture.
It's great. But, man, I think it really depends on what happens. with these next couple shows. They could. I know John Jones says he wants to fight in December, but they could try for Cormier then against John Jones. But I really kind of doubt that.
Depends on how quick the Stipe fight is. If he comes in and starches him in the first round, it might happen.
Depends. Yeah, if it's quick, it might happen.
I mean, if Stipe wins, they might do Jones-Stipe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jones-Stipe is not a bad fight to have. And there were talks about that.
Yeah, I mean, if Stipe wins, I bet you he's the kind of guy who would jump at that fight really quickly.
There's really not anybody at 205 that makes a whole lot of sense for John to fight.
No.
I mean, Anthony Smith would be the next guy in line, probably.
Again? Do you mean Anthony Smith?
Yeah.
You mean Johnny Walker?
No, Johnny Walker's only beat Serkinov. Anthony Smith just beat.
Yeah, but he just
Gustafson.
lost to Jones.
But I know, but that's what I'm saying. He's still.
That's your point.
That's
yeah,
what I mean. Yeah.
That's your point. Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, that's the only guy that's really there in my mind.
Crowd is not enjoying Yukin's knees to Oban Mercier's ass. They're not enjoying it. I mean, he's grinding out this fight so far.
Yeah.
Oban's mixing it up though. Like, I like that I'm seeing you're just seeing a bunch of crazy stuff. Like, he almost landed that knee on him. It was so close to happening just a couple of minutes ago.
Some crazy strikes.
He just went for a flying knee at the end. Oh, he did land the knee there. In real time, it looked like he missed.
That's a different one.
That was a different knee.
He
Okay.
a different one. Yeah, he's throwing it a lot. That one actually did land clean. That guy's a chin.
There's the no. That was just a kick. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a ton of different ways that
legit,
they could go for the MSG card.
Yes. God, I wish I could give you a good answer on that.
By then, I would hope that there's like a welterweight fight in there.
They really need to bring back the multiple title fights. In fairness, I don't think last year they had a lot of control over it. Like, nobody was available. They could try to bring back Connor for that.
Again?
No.
That might be something they could do. Shevchenko Nunez again or something. I don't know.
Dude, talk about running out of options. I think if Cyborg wins, that's the fight you got to remake.
Yeah, that's a good fight.
You just got to do it.
That's a great fight. That could be the fight for.
They're having
Cyborg wins tonight.
Crazy. Yeah, I mean, they're having crazy contract negotiations right now with Cyborg, and this is the last fight on her contract. She doesn't want to re-up for a full contract, and she gets into a champions clause if she does win the belt back from Nunes.
Right.
Which
that do trilogy.
Not at all what Dana wants. Dana wants to be able to have the power going into the negotiations. He doesn't want her winning and then negotiating. He wants to negotiate now before she has all that negotiation power.
I wonder if anyone could pay her. I imagine ONE FC could pay her what the UFC pays her.
Oh my God. I mean, if one keeps throwing out the crazy money like they are, Jesus Christ. Yeah, people are just saying Johnny Walker is what they're kind of saying. Yeah,
for John?
I agree with you on that, though. Johnny Walker needs a couple of fights. He's kind of in that Zabit kind of level. I mean, he's knocking everybody out, though.
He's still hurt.
So there's a couple big wins. We know how this sport works. If he gets 1 or 2 big wins against a big name, then he could do it.
Have you seen him from his celebration? He's still injured. His shoulder is still injured.
Is he still?
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought he already had another.
He's been doing
announced.
some rehab on it. No, it was after the Serkinov thing. He did the crazy flying knee and then messed his own shoulder up celebrating.
Yeah, that was.
If you watch his Instagram, he's still rehabbing it and stuff. So I think he really jacked himself up.
Crazy. Johnny
Celebrating.
Walker, of course, brought up the liquor.
But yeah, he's super talented. It's just like your best win is Serkinov, and you did it impressively, but that's your best win.
Super impressively.
Yeah, but that's not. Anthony Smith just beat Gustafson.
Yeah.
It's a bit different. I just wish John.
Yeah, that Gustafson fight. I don't think Gustafson's gonna stay retired. He did it so quick, just kind of on his emotions.
Oh,
he landed the knee.
Did he land the knee?
He landed it.
Oh, he's hurt.
Yeah,
He's definitely
Sorry,
hurt.
Yukin is in big trouble right now.
Hurt. Oh, okay, he looks like he's recovered a little bit. Definitely rocked him though.
Can we just talk about how big Oban is for 155? Like, I forget when I'm watching him that we're looking at a 155.
If you can tag him again, man.
Woo!
Oh, watch out for that right hand.
Yeah, sorry Yukin went for it there. He went for a big bomb, but just went.
It's pretty impressive that Olivier came in off the Canadian Ultimate Fighter. He's been in the UFC since his fourth or fifth fight.
He's been like one of those, almost like a Rory McDonald type kind of prospect from Canada for a long time that just hasn't quite he hasn't had like the Rory McDonald level of fights that were really good. He just hasn't quite broken through that. And of course, having those 2 losses are really rough. The Burns and Hernandez loss.
What do you want to see with welterweight? How do you want to see that shake? Like, if you in your perfect world, how do you want to see that shake out?
It really depends on this Robbie Lawler fight with Colby, because I mean that's the fight they should have made. They should have never given Colby an interim title when they booked Woodley 2 months after that. But it still remains that he made himself. Yeah. They were trying to throw some names on it. But, I think it's one of those kind of things where if Colby wins, he has to get the title shot next. There's no way you cannot get around that. I think he should have had it already, but I also do think it's totally possible that he out-negotiated himself from getting a title shot. He wanted too much cash. He took that picture with the president, and now he thinks he's worth more than he is. Ooh!
Solid left hand.
Yeah, solid.
I keep wanting to say, Shoryuken.
Bradley Harrell says, bro, thanks for the shout out. Truly, I'm proud of what you done, buddy. Keep that mouth moving. It's your time, sir. Question, Jones versus Daniel at heavyweight. Thank you, Bradley. Good to see you back on here. I'm going to go ahead and say that Jones still wins. This is the crazy thing about MMA, and you could say this is the thing that sucks about it. It's kind of what I love about it, is the fact that it doesn't matter who you are, where you come in. You could be the villain. You could be the greatest guy ever. What's going to happen when the cage door closes is reality. It's like science talking about, I don't know, whether there's going to be an earthquake tomorrow. You might have a big party that you're trying to plan that day, and you feel like the universe should come in line with your party. No one gives a fuck. And neither does science, especially science. That earthquake's going to happen no matter what. You know what I mean? That's what fighting is like. No matter what, that fight is going to happen, and it doesn't matter if they're the bad guy, it doesn't matter if they're a good guy, it doesn't matter what religion they believe in, it doesn't matter where they're from, it doesn't matter how popular they are. It's just like, Conor McGregor going to that Mayweather fight and getting TKO'd in the 10th round. Didn't matter how popular he was. Didn't matter that they went to Canada and he was being chanted and Mayweather was being booed like crazy. John Jones is absolutely the villain. He's not a great guy. He's hit pregnant women and ran away from the scene. Ooh.
Yeah, that was the knee. Ran right
into that knee.
It.
Woo. Sorry, they're showing the Oban Mercier
timed.
knee. It's interrupted my rant pretty well because it's that good of a knee. Jeez. Yeah, Joe Rogan just called it the most significant shot of the fight, and that's absolutely true.
I don't know, man. I think DC versus John. I mean, I would still pick John, obviously, but DC was. I mean, it's kind of like the Korean Zombie versus Rodriguez fight. I mean, he was winning. He was winning that fight. He was winning 2 rounds in the second Jones fight, and then just got caught. So it's like he was fighting better than John, and then get caught for the first time. I don't know. That's tough.
If he could have read that kick coming in some way, because he's got an extraordinarily high fight IQ, he could have possibly gotten out of the way. But it's just that insane.
People see the 2 losses and it seems very definitive, but and it might be. But I think there's still a little bit of fight left there.
Yeah.
Shout
out to Mandrew, absolutely killing it tonight.
Yeah, he's doing good, buddy.
Plus, he brought over some really good alcohol tonight, so there's that. Bradley Harrell gave us another $1. Dude, you are the man. Much appreciated. Brad is on
Money bags,
point.
Brad
I guess that's pretty cheesy to call
Thanks,
someone on point.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Never do that again.
I'm going to leave if you do that.
Everyone just leaves oh, man.
You are on point.
Yeah, it's the cheesiest thing I can say. I love when people dislike a video, or maybe I say something that's kind of opinionated in one of my essays, and somebody will be like, "This video was very off point." They'll think it's the most great.
That's a great insult.
It's like, what a quip.
MMA off point.
It's like you went for the most obvious thing possible. You really got me. It's like I don't know. It's like somebody who's fat, and the first thing you do is make a fat joke. It's like, okay, we knew that. Come up with something. Yeah, it's low-hanging fruit. It's like, do something more. Let's see, Kobe put too much stock in his shtick, is what JT says. Did. I think so too.
You could just tell it was so fake. That was the worst part about it. You could just tell it was fake.
Do we got any Kobe fans? Because some people really hate it when we go off. I think everybody on this channel has gone off.
Oh, that was awful.
I've done an essay about Kobe Tommy Tollholt has done an essay about Colby. Anthony Walker hates Colby. All of our writers, you could say the same for Charlie. It's just not. None of us buy it.
So
Liberty Beat says Colby is the man.
You still give him the shot?
I'd still, if he beats Robbie, yeah. I mean, he's beaten everybody. He's done well. He deserves it.
I give it to Masvidal.
And if you're going to, I mean, Masvidal.
I give it to Masvidal all day.
Can you think of a better year than Israel Adesanya had a hell of a year last year? But you talk about viral moments for Masvidal. He had the Leon Edwards 3-piece and a soda happening after he straight up KO'd Darren Till, unbelievably KO'd him. And then he had the 5-second knockout of Ben Askren. One of the most spectacular, with the hands behind the back,
Yep.
It's very easy for the UFC to play the business game and sell that fight. But
I think it's
he
the
can also
I think it's
just
a better
wait until
business
after
move.
the Colby
I think
fight.
it's a better competition move. Colby's only has he beaten anyone better than Ben Askren and more definitively? He beat RDA, but so has everyone else.
Well, here's the thing too.
He beats Lawler, but Lawler just lost. So
yeah, but you didn't think Lawler lost, did you? Because you were more.
I went back and rewatched it. It's still sketchy. I mean, I don't know what happened. I think regardless, he got into that. It is a loss. It is a loss.
I don't blame Herb for that stoppage at all because his arm did go limp.
From his perspective, yeah.
Maybe he was just trying to relax to get out of the hold, but it did everybody was shouting.
I've gone back and
everybody
forth over
from
100 times.
I think Herb Dean did what everybody would have done in that situation. It just sucks. That's the only thing you can say about that situation.
Yeah.
I probably would have stopped the fight too if I was Herb Dean, but I wish it would have gone on at the same time. I wish it would have continued.
I don't think Colby deserves it more than Masvidal, though. I don't.
I think he's got the longer win streak, and I think he's got the better names. I mean, Darren Till is good, but Darren Till was already coming off a massive loss.
Who's a better name than Ben Askren that Colby's beat?
Colby beat RDA when RDA was going for the title after he already beat Robbie Lawler. He destroyed Robbie Lawler in their fight. I mean, it was a decision, but he was taking it to Robbie Lawler that entire
it's
fight.
the triangle. I think Ben.
There's a reason why that was an interim title fight. It shouldn't have been an interim title fight, but there was a reason why it was the #1 contender fight.
You knock out the champion of every other organization but the UFC in the fastest knockout in UFC history.
Yeah, but then you lose to, Damian Maia. He's only on a 2-fight win streak.
That was a split decision.
To be fair, though, that is what makes it so much more interesting, is because he's got such a good ground game that Damian Maia literally said that he had the best defensive jiu-jitsu of anybody who's ever fought in MMA.
I didn't think that Damian won that fight. I gave it to... It was a split decision.
No.
It was a split decision.
He got controlled.
Split decision. No, he did not. You need to go rewatch it, bro.
I did need to go rewatch it because I remember it. I just remember Masvidal getting controlled and him just being taken down to the ground. His back got taken multiple times.
Masvidal looked good in that fight. He's been on the wrong decision on the wrong side of so many split decisions. I thought he beat Benson back in the day,
but he definitely lost against Dana. Even if it's split, you thought.
Yeah, I thought he won. Damage over everything. Damage over everything.
I'll rewatch it for your sake. I just don't. I don't remember him landing anything in that fight.
He landed more punches than Damian Maia.
Yeah, but the only thing that really happened was grappling. If he landed a jab, if he landed 4 jabs, and Damian Maia landed 1.
I don't know. For
taking his back 4 times in a round. So I think
more. Landing 4 jabs beats taking someone's back. That's just me.
It's just a jab, though.
It doesn't matter.
It's not actual damage.
It's still damage.
No.
Jab is damage.
No.
Let me jab you right now.
Do you want me to take your back right now?
I'd rather you take my back than jab me.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you would, and so would I. But I mean, that's just the way fights are scored.
I would just do Masvidal for 1, marketing. 2, if he wins, then you can have.
But who cares about marketing though?
Me.
Why do you care? It's not your money.
Because it's fun.
Why is it fun for you? Why is their marketing fun for you?
Well, because Masvidal gets a title shot. I get to see him get his title shot.
Yeah, but he could just wait. He could literally just wait after Colby.
I'm just hoping that
he doesn't have to fight again if he waits.
Yeah.
You can still give him the title shot. You don't have to. It's not one or the other.
I hate Colby. I don't want him to get a title shot.
Yeah, I mean Colby does suck a dick.
Yeah. But then if Masvidal wins, then he gets to fight Colby for the title, and it's like the friend fight. Then you can market that, and then if they give Leon Edwards a shot, who just beat RDA, then you have Leon versus Masvidal.
Leon.
And
that's a Resident Evil reference. Sorry. So we got a couple super chats. Just want to give a couple quick shout outs. Tree Killer, $1. Thank you, sir. He didn't say anything, so I appreciate that. Aaron gave us $2. Maya took Usman's back. Ref broke it up.
That is true.
I don't remember that. I mean, I remember watching the fight, but I don't remember
Usman
that.
pretty much dominated Damon Maya. What is this?
See, Jay Tivo says, nah, that jab taking over the back is taking off. One is controlling the other person, always threatening a finish. Good point, Jay Tivo. Now, I mean, I'm on your point of it.
I'm damage over everything, man.
I mean,
how many times have you seen people take someone's back and they don't finish? Just because you get in a finishing position doesn't mean you finish.
So what were my picks tonight? All right, so let's go over. So I did pick Saryukin. I did not make a pick for the first one. Jocko ended up beating Barry Alt. I wasn't sure on that. I probably would have picked Jocko because Barry Alt's only had one fight in the UFC and it was a loss. So let's see. We got Nico Price versus Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal was one of the he's kind of like a Johnny Walker. One of the people to come off of Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series and actually do well.
Right.
Like really well. But Nico Price knocks out people from the bottom.
Oh, who was that against?
Randy Brown.
Randy Brown, yeah.
Dude,
that was crazy.
when do you see that? You never see somebody hammer fist somebody from the bottom and KO them.
What's really crazy is that he kept his face in place with his foot, and he was pulling it into it. It was. Oh, speaking of Colby Covington.
Yeah, speaking of Colby. Sorry for pissing off the Colby fans. I really don't feel like there are that many Colby
He's still
fans.
a really
I feel
good
like there are a
fighter.
lot of trolls
He's a really
that pretend
talented
they are.
fighter.
Yeah, he's a great fighter. So that's the point I go on. You said you don't like Colby and he shouldn't get a title shot. I don't care.
I think Masvidal's a better fighter than him. That's purely what I think.
It's so funny because they're training partners, and now they're starting to get. You can see the rift building between them. It's slowly starting to happen because now they're becoming competitors, and no longer teammates. And to be honest, what did Masvidal say about Ben Askren that doesn't apply to Colby?
Oh, nothing.
Everything he said about him trying to take him down and saying that he's not a fighter, everything that he said about Ben Askren would literally apply to him. John 2 Hicks says he loves Colby. Tell me what you love about him.
What you marry him?
You love the bad acting, the outright what you marry him. Was this a cornflakes commercial in the 1990s? You love cornflakes so much. I don't know, corn pops, or I don't know. Anyway,
I don't really understand why people like Colby, but
I mean, he sucks a bit of a dick. I'm just gonna keep saying that.
Dude, if he can get past Lawler though, that's a tall order. I don't know if that happens.
There's a really good point that just got brought up. So InGen UK gave us $5 in pounds, or actually, is that euro? I get the two symbols mixed up. I should know it by now. But anyhow, it says, why aren't you guys commenting on the amazing fight that just happened right in front of you instead of talking about Colby Rubbish Town? We just got done talking shit about Colby instead of talking about the fight. It's kind of one of these things where we're kind of on autopilot, but we're still watching.
Well, I asked you about the welterweight division.
I mean,
in a little bit of a lull. That's how we got started.
But we also got questions about who do we think should be going up for the title next, and what are our thoughts on Colby. So we kind of just went off a tangent. But you do make a good point.
Yeah, you make a good point.
Because we don't like Colby, and yet we're talking
You're
about.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
But we're also talking about the very real credentials he has. So it doesn't matter how much I dislike Colby. He's in that title discussion for a reason. He belongs 100%. In it, and that's why we're talking about him. Colby would somehow gangbang the both of you. So you go along with Masvidal's comments that he said about Ben Askren that he would now start saying about Colby. I see. You're not a Colby fan either. I just reversed that statement
Look at
around.
That division, man. God.
Welterweight is super stacked right now. Leon Edwards, man. People have been talking about the UK guy for a long time. Leon Edwards is that guy.
He's so good, man.
Oh my God, he's great.
I mean, that's a great fight to make. If they make Masvidal versus Edwards, you can't really be upset about it.
It sells itself. But here's the thing, to go along with your point, if they do want to make the money kind of thing, which I'm not as big on, but you can have all these matches happen. They're not mutually exclusive.
Right.
You can have Colby fight for the title first, then you can have Masvidal fight for the title,
right after,
and then you could have Leon Edwards fight
Masvidal
for the title.
Could just wait out.
And if they both lose, they could fight each other. Or if Masvidal wins against Usman, then Leon Edwards gets to fight Masvidal. There's no mutual exclusivity to it.
Can I see that thing? Thank you,
Marcus McClan gave us 99 cents. What up, bro? Thank you. Let's see. J TiVo's got a comment in there. Leon is the real contender, though. I mean, when you talk about, he's good everywhere, dude.
Yeah, he's super fucking talented. I do want to see that Masvidal.
But he's already lost to Usman.
So. And he lost to Masvidal.
Yeah, but then then he lost to Masvidal.
He got the 3-piece in his
He got the 3-piece. It happened in the streets. The problem with it, though, is if he's already lost to Usman, it kind of wanes that a little bit. But on the other side of that, it's the same Max Holloway versus Poirier fight.
Right.
That second fight was different for a reason.
Sure.
You're talking about a young Leon Edwards versus Usman, and so was Usman, but it was somebody who wasn't good at takedown defense against a guy who was an expert at it.
Yeah.
That's all he really knew, yeah. So he got those holes exposed, and so we'll have to see if he's corrected that by the time he makes it to the title.
I thought Tyron and Colby Tyron is still a fight that I want to see very badly.
Liberty Beat says Leon is a scrub.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the Colby fight versus Woodley is just too much fun. Man. Yeah. That's too much fun.
That's what I wanted to see. You just, fastest knockout in history, give Masvidal the shot. I don't care. Just give Masvidal the shot. I like it.
I don't know if his name is Nihil, but he says Leon Edwards blows lines off of Masvidal's junk. Thank you for the super chat, sir. There you go.
All right.
Leon Edward has a potato head. Okay.
That's a good one. Got him.
Got him. Like, what is that? Jorge and George, I have to correct myself now because I actually saw George say in an interview, he called himself George. So now I'm calling him George. Before I thought it was just Ben Askren trolling, but no, everyone's calling him George now.
I've heard him call himself both things.
That is the thing, though. He's been asking interviews, which one is it? And he said, just call me whatever. So he doesn't like to clear that up either. So I'm finding myself kind of saying both. But he said he's too well-rounded for Askren. Well, we already know that. Maybe you were talking to somebody else in the chat. Yeah.
That fight could have gone a completely different way if he didn't knock him out. It could have, but he did.
If he didn't get finished in 5 seconds, maybe it could have gone 10.
I don't think it was an indicator of talent. I think it was literally just he caught him. I mean, he caught him. It's a split second, 5 seconds. It's like the Kane getting caught by JDS. Who's really the better fighter? Kane went back and proved it. But I still think Masvidal would have won. But
you're talking about the crux of what makes fighting so interesting. Like you can see the 1991 Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan beating, the Detroit Pistons every single time because they were that good. And actually, there's a really good documentary about the Detroit Pistons shutting Michael Jordan out. So maybe that's not the best example. But that was before he got to his prime and Scottie Pippen came around. Love me some 30 for 30.
Been watching some 30 for 30.
Yeah.
I'm not there with you at all, man.
Not there with you at all. No. But anyhow, you know what I mean. Like in traditional sports, you have teams that are just so far up. And then you have the teams that no one ever really talks about for a reason, and they would basically lose every single time. But a fight, it's the difference between a counter landing and missing. And when you look at something like Askren going for a takedown, and he's essentially countered with a flying knee. Any other number of times that they fought, Ben Askren would have been weary of that and decided not to go for the takedown immediately, and the fight would have gone on. But I was still predicting a first-round TKO or KO from Masvidal. I still saw that.
I wanted Masvidal to win so badly.
I just saw it as the thing that Ben Askren still hasn't shown us is competency on the feet against really strong, like incredible knockout artists like a Masvidal or a Robbie Lawler. And depends on how you see the Robbie Lawler fight. And I was actually okay with the stoppage, but right. I'm also not sure that it was the right call either. Like I talked about this.
Lawler.
That's the nuances with the because we did see his arm go limp. So I would have stopped it if I was her team. Sure. You just don't know. If you were to let him go, was he fine? If you were to somehow know what was going on inside of Robbie Lawler's brain when his arm went limp, was he just trying to be relaxed? I don't know. So that's the kind of thing that goes on. You never know what's going to happen if things change just a slight little bit. You just turn that okay, so maybe Askren reads the knee and he goes on to somehow win that round.
That just happened to Will Brooks at PFL too. he got caught in a standing guillotine against the cage, and he like relaxed. I mean, your boy Luke Thomas was talking about it. Will Brooks yesterday, I think Thursday. He like went slumped. He went slump, and and then instantly stopped the fight, and he popped up. It was kind of like one of those things, but he could have been more out than not. There's no way to know. Here's
the thing: if he was out, or if Robbie was out, and it went on for any longer than it did, everybody would have been screaming a bad stoppage.
Right.
If he indeed was out. So that's the difficulty of being a referee in that situation. Everybody thought he was out, and if he indeed just slumped to the ground, everybody would have been like, Herb Dean just had the worst, most dangerous stoppage in the longest time that we've seen in the UFC.
I feel like on chokes, though, it's not as bad to let someone go out.
I mean, people do hang on for a long time, but because it's a blood choke, though, it's different, though. You know, you can have serious brain damage in a matter of seconds.
Well, Herb, I think, said also, like, I mean, he has a lot of leverage in that bulldog choke. You can almost tear someone's head off with someone that can squeeze your head like that with that much leverage at that angle.
The watermelon tweet was a pretty
his neck was
genius thing to post after that.
It wasn't just a choke. He could literally tear his whole neck apart.
Yeah.
That could have happened. But Askren, the reason I guess I don't like him is I really respect people that come into fighting and they are really good at one thing, but they also get good at the other things. He just doesn't seem to take any care of that.
I don't care how they win, to be honest.
Well, I think it's cool when you watch somebody
there are boring styles for sure, but I like John Fitch when everybody hated John Fitch.
Well, watch like Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain Sterling was kind of like a wrestler, and now you watch him in his last fight, and he looks fucking amazing striking on the feet. Like he's trying to become well-rounded. Ben Askren's just like, no, I'm the best wrestler alive. You can't stop me. And he's most of the time right. But if he had a well-rounded stand-up game, you know, if he had good boxing plus that, how much better would he be?
But here, the point that I was making earlier is kind of the reality of MMA. It doesn't matter what you think about it. Like Habib, you know, he was able to out-jab Iaquinta, but it was with the threat of a takedown. He was able to land that big bomb on Conor McGregor, but it was with the threat of that takedown. He was faking for a takedown when it landed, actually. So it is one of those kind of arguments where I don't care how they win, I don't care how they do it, I don't care if they're well-rounded. It's a reality that people have to deal with, and they have to try to get around that in some way.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't care how somebody wins. I don't care if Ben Askren can't throw a punch to save his life, but if he keeps winning, then I'm interested to see who can overcome that. I'm interested to see if he can keep that going.
Him versus Maia is the fight, man. That's going to be great.
Yeah, that's a really fun fight. That's the perfect fight to book. But we did have a super chat from Manuel Alejandro. $1.99. Masvidal beats Usman. Much love, guys. So there you go. I mean, he does have a really great ground game. And he's great with submissions. So
good hands, too.
As long as you don't go for a last 10-second takedown, you'll be fine in the UFC. He's talking about Brendan Loughnane. That's from JT. Yeah, that was. I mean, Dana White literally sounded like a casual from the early 2000s. It was
terrible.
When people used to boo submissions because they didn't understand. Like, oh man, I saw Goldberg go for an armbar in WCW. He didn't tap. Why is this guy tapping?
He's like one of those guys that, like, even if he realizes, hey, what I'm saying is kind of dumb, he's like, but I'm saying it, so I'm going to keep saying it.
Dana White will double down.
Yeah, he'll double down.
So many times. He will never,
This could be a good fight for either guy.
We're talking about Dana White's strength and weakness right there. But yeah, Jeff Neal, we were talking about him earlier. He's one of the guys that's come off the Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series with some actual real success that only has been paralleled by Johnny Walker, I would say. And Sean O'Malley to an extent, but he's had all the USADA kind of bullshit happen. And then we got a guy like Nico Price who knocks out people from the bottom. And so I think we're looking at what's probably going to be an exciting fight here. We're talking about guys that can both KO on the feet. They can KO on the ground. So it's a really interesting thing to see. Does either guy try to take this to the mat?
I think if anything, Nico's going to try and take him down.
Yeah.
Could end up in a scramble, but Jeff's got, I mean, they both have some pretty good power, but Jeff could probably hit a lot harder than him.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
This one's kind of a catch-em for me. I really don't know who's going to win. if I were to make, like, watch as soon as I say it, someone's going to get knocked out, and it's going to be the person I don't pick. But, you know, maybe I would go with Price just for his expertise, or not expertise, but rather experience.
Yeah.
Maybe I would just go with him, you know.
He has been fighting there.
He beat Randy Brown after Randy Brown was coming off of a lot of hype from the Ultimate Fighter. He just destroyed Mickey Gall when Mickey Gall was like, okay, they were trying to hype him up for the CM Punk stuff. I understand that, but he is great on the ground. You know, he is a lot of fun to watch on the ground. And Randy Brown schooled him. Nico Price, that's the crazy submission win, or the crazy bottom side.
Big slam.
But here goes Jeff Neal, so that's what I get for saying it. Nihil says, I'll be rear naked choking all you mothers tonight. You didn't say fuckers, and I appreciate that. We don't care about cursing on this.
I'll be rear naked choking you mothers.
He just went with mothers.
You gonna do that to my mom, bro?
Yeah, so we're already seeing a massive power advantage from Neal here. Price is trying to scramble and just kind of... we've been talking about Ben Askren a lot. He's trying to be a little bit funky in these scrambles, but it's not working for him so far. So Jeff Neal he's showing his grappling expertise here too. His ability to block the scrambles, his ability to slam, and right now he's got him pressed against the cage, and he's doing some pretty good wrist control. He's really just holding Nico from doing anything right now. Ooh. Yeah. And this is where Neal appears to want it so far. He's thrown the bigger shots. He's landed the bigger shots. He's actually had the advantage in the grappling so far, but I think he wants another KO. That's what got him into the UFC, and he knows the language that Dana White speaks in terms of that.
Oh, that was really close.
Big left hand almost landed, and a big leg kick already landed after that from Nico. InGen UK says, who do you guys have with a win against Pettis versus Diaz? Ooh. I'm going to try to answer that quickly because I do want to talk about this fight because it's pretty exciting. But, man, they're both 155ers, so you can't give the weight advantage. Yeah, really big shots from Jeff. Yeah, let's table that for just a second because this fight, maybe if it slows down, we'll kind of jump back into it. I appreciate the question.
I would imagine Nate probably wins that fight, but
you think Nate wins it?
He's just tough as fuck.
I think if we see the version of Pettis that we just saw destroy Stephen Thompson, and if we see the version that was beating Gilbert Melendez and was beating Benson Henderson and Cowboy Cerrone,
he hasn't been there for a while though, man. He was losing that Stephen Thompson fight.
He was losing the Stephen
Pretty
Thompson
bad.
fight.
Oh, big shots by Neal.
Yeah.
Nico's tough as fuck.
Nico did throw a hard shot at the end of that too, but most of that was...
Oh, I think that might have
big
wobbled.
head kick.
Oh!
Knockout! That's like Fedor versus Mitrione.
Neal was out for a second.
They just kind of both sat down.
Oh my god.
Neal much more so.
That was so close to it. That was so close to a double knockout.
They both have a lot of power, man. We just saw that.
They just dropped each other at the exact same time.
That was literally Neal Matrione. Or Fedor Matrione.
Jeff Neal was definitely out for a second.
Yeah, he kind of froze up on the ground there.
Oh, he's still hurting, I'm sure. God.
Wow.
I just yelled so loud. I'm sorry about that.
No,
guys.
dude.
That was so...
No. I know you guys were... Everybody at home was yelling with you, man.
Big shot by Nico again.
Yeah, this is a fun fight.
These guys are throwing heat. I really thought that was a legit double knockout for a second. It was so close.
Jeez. Yeah, we're seeing the slowdown now. And then we're seeing the crowd doing the woo. I don't really care that much. I know a lot of people get annoyed by that, but that was crazy. Did you see the way Nico Price's arm was just kind of trapped underneath him? Like, that actually looked like
it hurt.
That could do some damage. Jeff is surging here. Dude, this is a great round. Yeah. Holy shit. This is a lot of back and forth action right here.
Who gets this round?
Yeah, who does get that round?
I would say Nico probably, right?
Maybe.
He dropped him.
Yeah.
But Jeff
but
never
before
dropped
that,
him.
They dropped each other.
They dropped each other.
The person who got dropped worse was Jeff. But Jeff also had the big slam at the beginning.
Yep.
And maybe that's just more showy than it is substance, but it was impressive.
That's a round you just give it to both guys.
Yeah,
you just
draw.
That's a wash.
Maybe it is a draw. I don't know. JT actually has it as a 9-9 round, so he's got it as a draw. My dick
Oh, it
is
was a
tiny, but
headbutt.
Jeff got a
Watch this shit.
takedown slam.
It was a headbutt that knocked them both down. A head collision.
Oh no!
Yeah. That's what happened when they both got dropped. It was a headbutt.
Oh wow! So who?
Neither one of them punched each other. I mean, they landed punches, but then head clashed right after, and that's what
Okay, I
dropped
need to
both
see
of them.
this again.
They're not going to show it, I don't think.
That's such a big uppercut from Jeff there. It's amazing that the chin of Nico Price is definitely being tested already.
He's just yelling at
He
it.
just yelled, "Yeah!" Not enough draws in MMA, says JT. But that's tough, man. Yeah. Yeah, the crowd's already really into this one. Man. Yeah, I don't know who to pick in that first round. If it was a headbutt, then I would have to give it to Jeff.
Yeah, agreed.
Because, I mean, you saw by far the bigger shots come from Neil outside of that.
Oh, God.
Ooh!
Oh, light
man.
Nico up. And Nico's
And he's coming
returning.
back. Oh, wow. Jesus
Oh, my
Christ.
God! They're both just
You're
swinging
seeing
from the
spinning
fucking
back
fences,
fist
man.
hooks?
Oh!
Oh!
Guillotine.
This is the experience,
He got
but he's
out of it,
already
though.
out
He
of it.
got
Yeah.
out.
He's already almost
That
into
was so close.
side guard. He's into half guard now, but
Jesus.
there's no submission here.
I thought
Wow.
Nico was out, like, was getting rocked for a second, and then he immediately returns fire. Jesus.
Nico's nose is busted up now.
Yeah.
He's got a nice bit of bleeding
Side
going
control for Neil.
on. Yeah, that was crazy impressive. That exchange, dude, they just went for it. Oh, man. He doesn't have him on his back, and he's back to a half guard. That looked really bad for a second.
No, back to full
Back
guard.
to full guard. Nice job by Nico there. Yeah, he's done a killer job so far. I mean, both of them have, really. Okay, so while we're in this kind of position...
Big elbows.
Yeah. I did want to get back to that question, though. Pettis versus Diaz, while we're kind of seeing this happening. I think I'm going to lean...
Oh, big shots.
Yeah, big shots.
Daniel.
Big left hands. Oh, man, he might KO him here. The kind of
really
shots he's
rocked.
landing, man, if he lands 3 or 4 more of those, like, that could be
Nico's
it.
still kind of... He's still hanging in there. But, God, this ground and pound's good. Just staying in guard.
Wow. Bryce keeps trying to throw his legs up like he's going to go for a triangle, but it's just getting blocked every time.
Oh, that looked like it hurt him. I think he might be
Woo! Yeah, right now he's in survival
out.
mode.
Yeah, man. He takes another one of those shots, it might be done.
Jeez. The only thing that can happen here that's on Nico's side while he's in this position is just hoping that Neil gets tired. Neil looks like he's doing really well, though. I don't see him slowing down. Holy shit! Oh, man, this is going to be a KO. This is going to be a KO. It's happening. Nope.
Close.
Oh, come on. Was that a good stoppage? Because that didn't feel like one. It felt like he was creating space right when that happened.
I don't know.
Dan Margliotta. Oh, man.
I don't know if that was a great... he was taking
Nico's
a lot of
being
damage.
cool about it.
He was taking a
I
lot
thought
of
he was about to
damage.
go out, but he didn't. That's the thing, though. He was literally pushing for space when they stopped it. Like, he was kicking him back.
Yeah, I know.
I think that was a bad stoppage. I would not call that a good stoppage.
That's what I'm saying, man. They refs just stop each other. Like, let him take punches. He's still fighting back. He's allowed to take damage.
Yes.
He's still fighting back. Just because you're taking punches doesn't mean you're not intelligently defending yourself. Sometimes you literally can't defend yourself, and all you have to do is take punches. Like, you have to take punches while you're in that position.
That's that's how it works. See, Wolf, a.k.a. says, "Oh, come on," but you wrote, "Oh, common." I know what you meant.
Oh, common.
Oh, common. Brian Gonzalez says, "R.I.P. Dan." I assume you mean Dan Margliotta.
Let's see this.
Boycott UFC says Joey Babs. The blows, Dan Merg.
Let's see this.
Okay.
He probably did save him. I mean, Nico
Maybe.
wasn't, but yeah.
He missed that shot, and then he missed that shot. He hit his arm. That one landed, and he's pushing back.
Yeah.
I don't think it should have been stopped.
I think it could have gone a little bit longer.
China Arroyo says he took a lot of damage and it was a great stoppage.
It's a good stoppage, but
I mean, fair enough to you. I just don't see it that way personally. Tyler Spears says not a fan of Big Dan tonight. Man, yeah, I'm not into it.
Well, it doesn't seem that mad at Dan either.
Yeah. I mean, he seems to be okay with the decision, so I guess not that many people are stressed about it.
Even
doesn't look like Nico's
handling the loss pretty well. That was a fucking awesome fight.
I mean, it's kind of like Robbie Lawler too. Robbie Lawler wasn't pissed after the Askren loss, you know.
You see, Nico almost raised his hand for Dan, make it a draw.
Make it a draw. Yeah, I think that could have gone longer. JTvo says after the boxer deaths, I'm sure it's a good call to end it earlier than late. But boxing is not MMA, my friends. It's not the same sport.
Yeah, you don't get knocked out and then get 8 seconds to recover and keep going.
I hear your point about, like safety being a paramount now, but let's hear what he's saying here.
Throwing shots back at me, so I just said, fuck it, let's throw some punches.
Well, as a young and promising fighter like yourself, these are the kind of fights that you really learn from and that test you, and that definitely happened for you tonight.
Yeah, I think he dropped me twice, and I was able to put my wits together and get the fight where I wanted it.
It seemed that one of those was maybe possibly a headbutt combination with a punch, but let's take a look at the end. So you got him down, you're on top in guard, and you started landing some clean punches from the top. You saw his arms kind of going limp for a second.
Insanely good ground and pounds. You don't see people that good from the guard anymore.
The rep stopped before it got to that point, so
in slow motion, it looks really bad.
I knew it was over then.
Congratulations on a spectacular performance, sir. Jeff Neal,
landed one, but he was pushing.
Yeah, man.
He was fighting.
I agree.
Like Nico was still fighting.
Not a great stoppage.
Yeah, I protest that one for sure.
Damn.
Let's see. What are you guys saying? What are your guys' thoughts on it? Are we crazy? Let's see. Prelim fights seem better.
Cyborg next? We have Cyborg next?
We into the co-main event? I'm losing track here. I'm drinking more alcohol.
I think we are.
It looks like we are, yeah. Wow. So does anybody give Felicia Spencer the edge here? Does anybody think she can get Cyborg to the ground? Yeah.
Andrew, are you suggesting this woman isn't in the greatest of shape? Or are you suggesting...
No, Manger's making fun of the training partner that Felicia Spencer is kicking, who has his shirt tied up towards his midriff, which does look odd.
Oh, he's got a halter top on.
Which it is a bit strange. You don't really see that. But yeah, let's see. What do you guys got? Not good, but not bad. No way Nico gets out of that position. How far were we into the round, though? You know, we've seen. He's
kicking off. I mean, he was kicking off of him,
and he was kicking off. Yeah, we've seen fights come from way more dire situations. You know, I mean, you look at the Shogun versus Henderson fight. You look at Frankie Edgar. Yes, Frankie Edgar. I mean, that guy got dropped. What was it? 3 times in the same round in that first Maynard fight. And he came back. Anybody would have stopped that if you were to go by this criteria. Let's turn that down a little bit more. It's a bit much. This stupid trailer is super loud. Let's see. Bye, Felicia's what the real Big Shaq says. Who you got, Cyborg or Spence? I've got Cyborg. I don't think Felicia Spencer is going to be able to get her to the ground. I just don't see it happening. And I've said this a few times now, but 91% takedown defense from Cyborg.
Cyborg's a black belt, too. It's not like Cyborg's bad on the ground.
Yeah.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt.
She lost once on the ground, but that was her very first fight. I just don't see it. Yeah.
It's like Nunez, Cyborg, Shevchenko, and then like 100 yards and everyone else.
Metallica Rob says thank you guys, or thanks for your channel from Quebec, Canada. So we actually got somebody from Quebec watching, which is awesome. Thank you for the shout out, much appreciated. Let's see what else we got.
We have some time. Have any questions or anything like that?
Yeah. Let's see. Prelims. No. somebody already said that earlier. Somebody said prelims were better earlier. But do you guys think John Jones is spiraling out of control again, especially after the strip club incident? So I always fall in line with the innocent until proven guilty. He could very well be guilty, and it's really shitty to say about a person that it's believable that they could do something like that because of their past history.
Right.
But until it's proven, I'm not going to really call that some sort of loss for John Jones. I think it's entirely possible that it's fabricated. I think it's entirely possible that it's real. I don't know. If it turns out to be true, then yeah, I think it is a sign that he could be. It could be a sign that he never stopped spiraling out of control, and that he's just done a better job of hiding it, and that it keeps leaking over and over again into his public life. So that would be my thought. I don't personally. I don't think he did it. I don't think he didn't do it. I just don't know. I don't know until they prove it in a court of law.
Yeah, I mean,
I hate speculating on things like that because they're so damn serious, and I hate throwing the indictment of someone literally beating a woman if he hasn't done it. But I also hate telling somebody they're a liar if they really got beat. What could be worse than getting beat up and then everyone telling you no, that was a lie?
You got to have evidence for that kind of stuff, and it'll go through it. Go through due process and figure it out. I wouldn't be surprised. Either way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's an allegation. I wouldn't be surprised if you did it.
So that sounds like a boring legalese answer, but I really don't fucking know. I have no fucking clue.
I just hope not.
If it's true, then he is spiraling out of control in the sense that he can't control it.
I want the man to fight, man. That's all I care about. I just want him to get to the fucking cage.
Yeah, don't be a shitty person.
That would be nice.
Let's see. J. Tebow says, you know my views on Jones. Yes, I do. J. Tebow is not a Jones fan. Let's see, 1,000 people on the chat. What has given your success from someone that's what to do what you do? Oh, that wants to do what we do. How can I better myself? Well, tell me a bit about what you do, Bradley. I mean, the thing that it comes down to is doing the hard things. Like people see our videos and it's a 10-minute watch, but these videos take easily 30, 40 hours to put together, and that is not an exaggeration. We have an editorial process. That's the place that I'm from. So when somebody submits a video, they submit a script first, and we go over and we actually kind of have a debate in the academic sense, not like an argument, but we go over everything and we say, okay, this makes sense for a top 10, or this makes sense for an essay piece, and then we go from there. And then the editing part is one of the most difficult parts because most people don't have access to $300 editing software, but it is the most difficult thing. So what I would say is the only thing that you can do in success, the only thing that can set you apart is doing okay, what are we doing? What is MMA fighting doing? What's in between those two? What's outside of those two? What stands out? You could even do what we're doing, and you could do just as well. There's plenty of room for this. I mean, think of how many film channels there are. I just saw
another channel that did 10 greatest UFC fighters that have never gotten a belt. I saw that the other day. I saw another list.
That was one of the videos we wrote together.
That's the one we did, yeah. So eventually, everyone's going to be doing it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There are other great channels that already do it. Mixed Molly Whoppery, who I've had some great communication with lately. I really enjoy talking to that guy. He's a really thoughtful, really talented essay writer. There are guys like the Montage King who also do a lot of list content and sometimes do essay content as well. So I think there's plenty of room still even in this space, and I'm not threatened at all by anybody that comes into this. I don't think you're taking money away from us. I don't think you're taking competition away from us. I think it's actually just really good overall. So that would be the thing. Try to learn the hard skills that other people aren't doing, and I know that's easier said than done. But, I come from a musician background, and you try to play better than the other drummers that are out there. You try to play better than the other guitarists that are out there, and you get gigs. The same goes for this kind of stuff. So I really appreciate that question. I think it's a fun question to answer. But I think if you see the bar of what talent is like on YouTube and you think you can surpass it, and even if you don't think you can, shoot for that, Let that be your litmus test. Let be that your competitive level, just as a human being. And I mean competitive healthily, There's no reason to be hateful to other people that do the same thing. I'm a big fan of those other channels I mentioned. So, great question. I appreciate that, Bradley.
Cyborg. Good achiever.
Spencer will be a happy meal, says stand up for yourself. 9. You say what fool, says Romero versus Costa. God. Ugh.
I'm going with Romero, man. I'm not picking against Romero at all, ever.
I mean, Romero's definitely got the bigger talent that he's fought. Costa has beaten Uriah Hall.
Yep.
What's the other big name?
Yep.
Am I missing somebody? I probably am, but it's tough to compare.
Yoel really beat Whitaker.
I thought he beat Whitaker in that last fight.
And then he knocked out, Luke Rockhold. He's just beating better people.
Look, what is it? 3rd, 4th, 5th round, rocked Whitaker. Every single one of those rounds in their second.
Almost to the point. I mean, kudos to him for surviving it, but yes, almost finished him.
Let's see. Ken Shamrock should get a UFC shot? Asked the Barbarian. Absolutely.
They've never done. He's never fought in the UFC, which is crazy.
That's great. I'm getting kind of behind on comments. Let's catch up. Thank you for all the great content. MMA Point. Love from New Orleans, Louisiana. Man. MMA is a good place for you right now, John Doe. We just got done talking about Cormier. Of course, their names sound French Creole, but it's a really great area. And my dad used to live in New Orleans, which is a great area. So shout out to living in a cool place. Let's see what else we got. I picked Cyborg. 2.5, under 2.5. Within 2.5 rounds? Is that what you mean?
It's only 3, so.
Yeah. This isn't a title fight, so yeah. You're picking it pretty close to the end, if that's what you mean.
Probably beats her in about 14 minutes, Jason. I think so. Give or take.
Ooh, here's a fun question. Adam McGowan asked, do you think Cyborg will be hesitant at all today?
Not against
Considering the knockout loss, will she be like Ngannou was?
Not against this chick.
Yeah?
If it was Nunez again, probably she wouldn't fight like Cody Garbrandt and go crazy.
There's not fear of a knockout in this
No.
fight.
No.
There's no fear of that.
I think this chick probably gets starched fairly quickly.
Yeah.
If I had to guess.
I think in Felicia Spencer's first fight, I think she had a TKO in her first fight, but that was back in 2015, so it's been a long time.
She beat what, Megan Anderson, right?
She beat Megan Anderson, so that's great.
That's impressive.
Rachel Wiley was the only person she's beaten by TKO, but the rest have all been submissions or decisions. Rear naked choke is the only way she's won by submission. 4 out of 7 fights she's won by rear naked choke. So what a lot of this depends on, if you're to look at this on paper, which is the only thing we have to go on, it's going to be takedown attempts.
Yep, and Cyborg just beating her up on the way in.
Yes.
But you never know. MMA's crazy.
MMA's
I just don't think
crazy.
I don't think she'll be hesitant on the feet.
I don't think Cyborg has a reason to be hesitant on the feet. Like when Ngannou was hesitant against Lewis, he had a reason to be, because Ngannou fighting Lewis is what would be on paper a stand-up battle, Right. So he had a lot of reason to fear the power of Lewis, So we see that a lot of times with these people that get starched and they go against other knockout artists, and all of a sudden they become hesitant for good reason. And this one, I don't see that from Felicia. Somebody asked where we live. Clarksville, Tennessee. Well, you live Springfield.
Yeah.
I live Clarksville.
We all live around Nashville.
Really close to Nashville. That's probably the easiest answer to give. We're real near Nashville.
Real hotbed for MMA, Clarksville.
Somebody says Jason wears short shorts. I can't control it hiking up, man.
If you wear long shorts, then what's your problem?
Yeah, I'm going to wear gauchos next time.
You're
going to wear capris.
You're get some Jinko shorts. The ones that come down.
I mean, you're watching people fight in short shorts all night. Yeah.
Here we
So
go.
I think this is going to be done within the first round. I'm going to call this one a quick one for Cyborg.
Under 2 minutes.
I think Cyborg's going to come back with a vengeance. I think she's pissed off. I think she wants the Amanda Nunes fight, and I also think she wants that contract from the UFC. Yep, she's already throwing big. Holy
big,
shit!
Big.
Yeah,
she's throwing too, though.
Yeah,
she's throwing. I just don't think she's
composed.
She doesn't have Nunes power.
Oh! She went for the takedown, but she got
right
easily shucked off and landed a big right hook after that.
Cyborg
does
not have defense, though, man. She's just running at her and throwing.
Cyborg doesn't give a fuck. Oh, she landed a couple big hooks as Felicia was trying to come in. Dude, yeah, she's...
God, Cyborg is throwing bombs.
Okay, so she's got her against the cage, but Cyborg is... Oh, she landed bleeding? A knee. Yeah, Cyborg's bleeding, actually.
Might be a headbutt or something?
Yeah. But Cyborg's breathing heavy.
Yeah, man.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I think I called it right, though. She's trying to come in and get a quick finish and put herself right back in that title.
Right.
Like, make it undeniable that she has to fight Amanda Nunes next, but she's breathing really heavy because she just tried to do that for the first minute.
That was a sprint, man. She was just throwing haymakers and running at her.
Yeah. Yeah, so Felicia is trying to do her work here. It doesn't seem like she's getting anywhere. Yep, she just got turned around by Cyborg. But Felicia's back in the power position here. She's got double underhooks. Joe Rogan just said it. It's funny. I beat him to it,
You are him.
Yeah.
You are his son.
I'm Kermit the Frog.
You're his
I'll
son.
take that.
Joe Rogan did a short comedy stint through Tennessee.
Oh!
God, Cyborg.
Dude, Felicia
She took those
Spencer's got a
shots.
chin.
She took those shots, man.
Jeez. Yeah.
God.
I think Cyborg might take the next minute or so off here.
That's such
She's
an
slowing down. Nope, she just went to the body. Nice boot punch in there.
That was a for sure.
I saw that one.
That cut looks pretty bad, actually.
Yeah. Ooh, nice leg
God.
kick. Totally cut out Spencer's legs.
Yeah, I think
there.
she's realizing, like, hey, this is not a good idea.
I mean, here's the thing, Cyborg, she doesn't ever really make it to 5 rounds except for, like, Holly Holm. But
that's
she is
a really
used to
strategic
title
fight.
fights.
Yeah.
She is used to having to be ready for 5 rounds. So we are seeing her breathe heavy, but we are still seeing her throw fire. But it's only the first round. So, I mean, we've seen crazy examples of people running out of gas by the second round.
She can't fight like that with Nunes, though, like she just did in that opening minute. She can't do that again. She'll lose just the same way.
No.
Nunes is way faster than her.
Yeah, Nunes is she's gonna throw straight punches.
Yeah.
She's gonna go right down the pipe. And that's what we saw in the first fight. And I'm going off of what Daniel Cormier said on that one, so I'm not going off my own knowledge. You good? Okay. Looked like you were giving us a look there for a second.
Ooh.
Mandrew, our esteemed operator and producer today, just gave me a look, but he was just chilling.
Our producer.
This is all Cyborg so far, though. The most we've seen Spencer do is push Cyborg against the cage. I'm not sure where this cut has come from, though, and it could be a headbutt. I
didn't see her land anything. I saw her throw like a short elbow that might have hit her.
It might have been an elbow.
I thought it was a headbutt, if anything, but it doesn't look good. It looks like
That's the thing about elbows. It could be a glancing elbow, and that's probably what's going to cut you before anything else.
She's
it's not necessarily
man.
the
She
most
can take
solid
some
one.
shots.
Yeah, Spencer is. She's ready to play the long game here. So I think what's really interesting is how many more shots can she take a Cyborg, and what happened? Oh, nice big shot there. There's a Superman punch from.
Yeah, she's throwing fire still.
Woo!
I don't know if she's. I mean, she's not gonna.
There's a definite power advantage for Cyborg here. I mean,
no question.
You knew that going in, but you're just seeing her just kind of post her elbow up against her face and just push her against the cage. But Spencer is able to reverse it in this situation. She's got double underhooks, sort of. She's going for double underhooks. She hasn't quite gotten the other one. Pretty crazy. Oh, you forgot to put the timer on this one.
It's stuck at 2:19.
It stopped.
It started at 2:19 and it was stuck there.
Oh, that's all good. Yeah. Yeah, so we had an issue with the timer because OBS is free software, people. OBS messes up. I think that's what you were trying to tell us earlier. Yeah. Our producer was trying to tell us, but we didn't know what was going on. We were too into it. Yeah, so this round is kind of ending with a little bit of Spencer doing some cage control, but Cyborg might be trying to take some time here. And she's ending the round strong. Really strong.
Yes.
The crowd is on Cyborg's side.
Yeah, Cyborg does look kind of tired.
It was a Superman elbow that caused the cut. No way.
Was it really?
I have to see this. So.
Oh man, that's not a good cut at all. It's huge.
JTvo says more Cyborg violence is needed. I agree, sir. Cyborg smashes. Stand up for yourself. 9. RP everyone says Alejandro Hernandez.
Whoa.
RP everyone. Just give up. Coach Mikey Ditka.
Mike Ditka. Hurricane.
Hey, I really like that movie with Will Ferrell that you did a couple years ago.
That was incredible.
It was an elbow. Wow. Jeez, I hope we're not that far behind people.
This chick has a chin, man.
Yeah, she's got a crazy
She took
good
some
chin.
shots.
She definitely lost that round, though.
But timing that elbow.
This is all Cyborg.
Do you see how big the cut was?
No.
The cut is no shit this long. Straight up and down.
Yeah, it's kind of in a precarious situation because I don't.
Look at that
It
thing.
is long.
It looks like a Harry Potter.
Wow. Oh, dude. The scar that must not be named.
Timer's starting through 1900.
Timer's still.
All right,
jacked
so
up.
double click it.
Yep.
Bring up like the menu to where like double click on the actual name where it says round 2, or timer. Sorry. Yeah, right there, and then hit OK. Yep. So it'll work on the next one. So just turn it off for now. But yeah, we're having problems with the timer, guys. OBS is shitting out on us.
No way. Is she actually gonna take Cyborg down? No, she did not.
But, ooh, man, she's going right into that.
Cyborg is tired, man.
Yeah, she's breathing heavy again.
Dude,
yeah.
I wonder if she gasses
Spencer's
her out.
grinding.
If she gasses her out, that's Ben Askren's girlfriend.
Spencer keeps going for these weird elbows where she's literally going like that, but they're nowhere near her face. They're literally just grazing right past her.
She's got a sore shoulder. She's just stretching it out.
She's just like, ow.
Oh, that one landed.
Yeah, it's kind of weird though.
Yeah, I know it's not a whole lot of power. She's trying to be Yair Rodriguez.
She's trying to be active. She's trying to make sure the position doesn't get broken.
I think she's
up.
honestly just trying to
She
tire
knows
her
this is
the
the way
fuck
she
out.
wins. Yeah, she might be tiring herself out in the process though. It's not a lot of payoff, and it's exerting energy over and over and over again.
It does say a lot, man, because Cyborg didn't really have a hard fight for like 10 years outside of Carano.
Yeah, I mean, it is weird because, I mean, you look at the best names at 145. 145.
There's 3.
I mean, yeah. Oh, so Cyborg's on top right now. That was kind of a violent fall. Jesus, more Cyborg violence indeed. Look at these big shots from Cyborg.
But see, she doesn't know how to pace herself as well.
Yeah.
She's throwing everything she has into every shot.
She seems really intent on earning this rematch with Amanda Nunes emphatically by getting the best stoppage that she can. I mean, she knows she's playing the Dana White game right now. She's in the armbar kind of position, but it looks like she's defending pretty well here. Yeah, she's already out of it. Just posting that knee on her face.
Yeah, I know, dude. That was brutal.
Dude, that kind of rule, like, who was it that she beat when she inaugurally won the 145-pound title? She beat Tanya Evinger. Tanya Evinger actually got disqualified from a fight because it's such a gray area to step on somebody's face. She stepped on Yana Kunitskaya's face, I believe, and they actually disqualified it because they took it like a kick, but she literally just stepped on her face. And Cyborg exploited that because that fight eventually got overturned for Evinger. That's the same thing that she just did there by putting her knee on her head, and she's doing it again. That's perfectly illegal. She can't knee her there, but she can make it really fucking annoying.
And you have to stack somebody, and they have you in an armbar, you should be able to step directly on their face.
Right.
I think so. I think that should be a defense you should do. You can't stomp them, but you should be able to step on
There's
their
nothing
face.
dangerous about that position.
Right.
It's just going to make them think what they're doing over, like, maybe I don't want to be in this position.
I don't know. You put all your weight on someone's nose.
Yes.
That thing can go away.
Port Film Co-op says support Pride Resurrection. I like that channel. That's a great channel. I've actually had some contacts with those guys. They're really great guys. Port Film Co-op. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Pride never die. That's absolutely right, Zion Tate. All right, so this is a really interesting position because I feel like Spencer's a little bit tired here too.
Yeah.
She's starting to slow down a little bit more. Cyborg was already faster, but I'm seeing Spencer slow down a bit here. She's voraciously gone for takedown attempts, which I think has actually started to wear down Spencer.
Yeah, I don't think she's...
Ooh, that leg kick.
That's what she needs to do the rest of the round.
Yes.
Just kick her leg off.
Ooh!
Right
as she tried, though, she got countered. Spencer landed a nice counter there. Was that a left hand?
Yeah. Cyborg is not dusting
This
her.
is a good fight.
Yeah, Cyborg is not... blowing her away like I thought would happen. We were both wrong.
I'd say she blew her away in the first round. The second rounds, it's been a bit closer, but Cyborg's still winning. She was still on top when she went for the armbar. I would still say it's pretty decisive, but not blowing her away. It's not a first-round finish like I tried to predict. Ooh, nice left hand from Cyborg there. Stuffs the takedown, lands a knee.
Cyborg is still piecing her up.
Yeah, Cyborg is... It's still all Cyborg, but Spencer is doing a creditable job. Ooh,
she
Superman punch.
Really well.
Yeah, Spencer's got a hell of a chin. That is the one thing I will say about a lot of these women division fighters. Like, you'll see somebody like Paige Van Zandt, for instance, who's kind of seen as a bit more of a glamour type kind of fighter, who's really good looking, gets the main event positioning as a result of that, but she does not give up. Like when she fought Rachel Ostovich, and I'm not saying Rachel Ostovich is a great fighter either, but she was in precarious positions, almost finished.
Yep.
You go back to the Rose Namajunas loss.
Rose
she destroyed her, but Paige Van Zandt refused to give up. I think there's something to say about women fighters that is legitimately true, that a lot of them just won't give up, where sometimes it does seem like, I could be wrong about this, but it does seem like the guys give up sooner. And you're kind of seeing that now, where I feel like Felicia she's not had any success here. The most she's done is post her up against the cage and land that elbow.
That's a big elbow.
It's one big elbow.
She's still losing the fight.
She's handily losing the fight. What did she do in that second round to say she won the round? Nothing. Right? The first round, the elbow, but she got pieced up on feet.
What happened? They missed a mouthpiece?
They missed a mouthpiece. Stoolgate. People keep saying bye, Felicia. What is that, like
Felicia Spencer.
2013
Yeah,
memes?
bye, Felicia.
Somebody with a name that is way too number oriented says Jason, less talking. So go ahead, Bo.
Hey, fuck off. Don't talk about my buddy like that.
That's the answer I like to hear.
Yeah, he gets paid to talk. Shut your mouth.
Yeah, I like to wax poetic. Sue me.
People that always say that shit, it's just like, bro, turn the volume off, change the channel.
What are you doing
you don't
here?
have to watch this, bro.
You literally watch a channel where I talk for 10 minutes at a time, nonstop with no one else talking, and I talk for a minute.
On his own channel, bro.
What are you talking about?
Talking too much.
I'm sure he's joking, but fuck off.
I know.
Fuck off. Fuck you. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Ooh, leg hit from Spencer there.
That was hard, bro. That was hard.
Ooh. Yeah, they're definitely both tired here. I'm still seeing a bit more spring from Spencer, or from Cyborg, actually. A big left hook there from Cyborg. Yeah. We still haven't seen Spencer take Cyborg down. Her takedown percentage is still 91%.
I'm just amazed
is
at
not
how many shots she can take.
yeah.
This is incredible.
She can really take them.
Must be like,
ooh, she went to the body. Cyborg's mixing it up nicely.
Yeah.
Man.
This chick is
She
just
just
taking a
threw a leg
lot of
kick.
damage.
Spencer is tough as fuck.
Yeah, dude.
You got to give her a lot of credit for. Ooh, she went for a head kick, but she thought she hurt her. But I think she was just off balance.
Her, yeah.
She started to swarm, but nothing was really going on. She went for another elbow. Nice
Still
whizzer.
can't get these takedowns,
Did you see that
man.
whizzer? It was like instant.
Quick.
She just shucked it up. It was just no chance of getting that
Cyborg's
takedown.
got great takedown defense, man.
Yeah. That's the thing about, like, a lot of these fighters that have really good stand-up. Once they, like, some of these people, once they realize that they're so good on the feet, it's, like an Israel Adesanya where you just can't get them down. It's like Jose, yeah.
Jose had the craziest takedown defense.
Yeah.
BJ, too.
He had some good fence grabs, too.
Insane takedown defense. Yeah, it's true. The Mendez fight.
Ooh.
Oh,
man, that was a big right.
She's still throwing back. Cyborg is going after her.
Cyborg is standing the test, like the cardio test here, with like flying
doing
colors
much better
right
than
now.
I thought.
Yeah, like Joe Rogan was talking about it. I was talking about it. So everyone was talking about it is what that means. But like Cyborg was breathing really heavy in that first round after she went in that crazy flurry in the first minute. We were seeing her breathe heavy in the second round, but she's pushing through it. We're seeing a Poirier type kind of like performance here where she realizes she has to keep it going and she can't stop.
Tough though, man.
Yeah, Felicia Spencer is for real. And she's thrown some good techniques out there too. I mean, she's countered some of those leg kicks, expert times.
More so based on how tough she is.
Yeah.
I could only take maybe like two of these sideboard punches.
If somebody punched me like that, I'd be just like, ow.
Like, I'm done, bro.
Ow. I would say it in the most pussy way possible.
Yeah, you would be Spencer's girlfriend.
Yeah. Jason Davis says, hi, I'm Jason from MMA On Point. Oh, dude, Jason, I'm glad you could join us from
Jason
MMA
from
On
MMA On Point. Over there.
Let's get a hi from Jason from MMA On Point chain going. I shouldn't have read that. Anyhow,
No.
hi. Kyle Mino says the same. Common sense is all about politics in 2019. I don't know why the fuck somebody likes politics. I'm sure you're just trolling, but posting about politics for no reason. Yeah. Drink that beer, son. I'm actually out of beer. I need to go, and I'm just drinking wine. I need to get some more wine in between this fight. So, Cyborg's landing to the body. She just dug to the gut there. Woo! Another big right hand. Big body kick. This is all Cyborg, man.
Yeah, it's all Cyborg. She won this fight, but
the crazy thing is Spencer's not wearing it. She's
hanging in there.
She's not looking like she's about to give up. She's not looking like she's about to fall. She's not looking like she's hurt. She's not even looking like she's rocked.
I heard to train for this fight and the damage she would receive, she started dating Floyd Mayweather.
Oh no! Oh no! Somebody get Bo Hunter. Somebody get him. That's all Cyborg, man. About as definitive as it gets. It's about as triumphant a return as she could have gotten.
Tough fight too. Jesus.
So that answered the question. She was not hesitant. She was not worried about the power. I mean, she did get big shots landed on her by Spencer. At least that elbow
was rough.
Yeah, that cut is going to take a few stitches, as it turns out.
Yeah. That chick is tough though, man. Spencer is really tough.
Now everyone's posting hi. I'm Jason the Stud from MMA On Point. I'm glad that some guy thinks I'm a stud. Hi, I'm MMA On Point from Jason. Nice. All right, so time to put your guys' thoughts out there.
Who won that fight?
Who won that fight? No, I mean, it's really time to kind of move on to that main event.
Yeah.
I think this one's tough. See, JTvo says Spencer is tough as hell. Those knees were hard. Yeah, she took big shots from every angle. She took
never
body
stopped
kicks.
throwing.
She took knees. She took insane headshots, hooks, plenty of hooks, plenty of crosses.
To the body, to the legs, to the face.
Yeah. That's crazy. Somebody says they just lost $800. I mean,
that's the bet you took.
I mean, if you bet $800 on Felicia Spencer,
Yeah,
you would have won some crazy cash.
You know you had $800 to lose too. So
somebody just said Jason versus Bo. This happens on every
time, dude.
Every single time because there's two people here. I guess you got to say it right.
I'll fight Mandra and Jason, and I'll lose.
Andrew would take us all out.
There we go.
Max Holloway versus Edgar on a couch. I like it. I'm into it. And UFC embedded Max Holloway said his game plan was to take Frankie down. What are the odds of this actually happening? I didn't see that. I didn't see all the embeds. I think I saw that.
Cyborg won.
Unanimous decision. What'd she do?
But she's like delayed celebration. They just announced her as the winner, and she's just like, "I'll talk to you later, Joe. I gotta jump on this cage."
She literally just jumped on there. All right, let's listen to this.
About this fight to you.
You know, I trained really hard. I want to say hi for everybody coming here.
Say hi for everybody.
Say hi for everybody to come here.
And I'm really happy. I just want to come back to the cage, do my job. Thank you, God, for bringing me here. I feel very blessed for being here.
You hit that girl with some big shots, both to the leg, to the body, to the head, but she kept coming forward. Was that surprising to you?
You know, our sport growing. We're becoming better and better girls. I just make me
Combinations
happy
are
because
showing are insane from Cyborg there.
doing MMA, not have any girl. See girls in the cage for me make me proud.
Where do you go
I'm not sure what
from
she just
here?
said, but I agree.
Is your next
For make me proud.
shot at Amanda Nunes?
You know, I'm gonna let UFC talk to my manager.
Don't
but
say
I just
that.
wanna get this victory first.
Yeah.
And of course,
It's like the worst thing you can say.
For sure.
Say,
I ask
hell
for a
yes.
rematch after that fight.
Okay, so she said she wanted a rematch.
Enjoy your victory.
That's kind of a weird
See you again.
way to call
Chris
for it.
Cyborg, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, she just said, I'm going to let the UFC and my manager work out the details, but I want that Amanda Nunes fight. That was kind of an interesting call out.
Happy to be here for this fight.
Chufaj. Elut. Alright, I'm going to get some more wine.
Oh, he hooked me up with some of that, man.
Dude, I'll hook you up with some wine. You want some?
Alright.
Do you want more of this? You want wine? It doesn't matter.
Time for me to host.
You take the wine. Alright, wine for everybody. Wine for everybody on the street.
Bo is a little close on that couch. Hey, man. You couldn't stay away from Jason either, bro. My boys. Please buy Jason some bigger shorts. Cyborg won that fight, guys. God, it's moving so quick. Hey guys, it's Bo from MMA On Point. Yeah, it's actually kind of ridiculous because I don't even work here. I just come in here and get to have fun. So. Bob, people call me Bo. Oh, this is my stream now. I run this channel, so. Who do you guys have for this, Holloway or Edgar? I've loved Frankie Edgar for a long time, so I kind of, it's unconventional to pick him, but I don't know. I just want it to be a good fight. Yo, gotcha. Murfreesboro. Yeah, man, it's really close. Come check it out. Holloway. Oh, a couple Edgars. A couple Edgars in here. It's kind of split. Calamino. Don't call her Guy Boy, bro. That's mean. What's up, Eric? How's it going, pal? Edgar. Man, there's a lot of Edgars. Jesus. Yo, there's a lot of Frankie. There's a lot of Frankies in here. Man, why don't you show your face? Why don't you show your face to the people? You know, let the people see.
Hey, everybody, I'm the one that messed up the time.
Hey, there he is. That's the manager from MMA On Point. Thank you, buddy.
Bo, if you could talk for 5 more minutes, that'd be great.
Dude, I'm having a blast over here. I actually own the MMA channel now.
Yes, you earned it.
Yeah, Humble Hitman. Holloway does have probably the better stand-up. Frankie's footwork is great, but he also struggles with people that have really good footwork, like Jose. Say what? I know, man. Romero versus Jones. Zach Stolpa said Romero fair against Jones. I don't really know how that fight would go, but I'd like to see it. But those two are pretty good friends. They train a lot together. So, yo, Brett with the super chat. Does Michael Chandler run Nashville MMA? No, he doesn't. But he did open up. Mike is a really, really nice guy. He opened up a gym called Training Camp in Nashville. They're more of like a group fitness facility, but I think they do martial arts too. But there is another really good MMA gym. So Nashville MMA is good, and Legion MMA, really good. They just opened up in East Nashville and a couple other locations. But yeah, Mike still lives in Nashville. Me and Jason were actually going to work with him on a couple projects, just never really worked out. Super nice guy though. You want to take my spot?
Yeah. Nice job, dude. Yeah, so Bo was just saying
Everyone's
that
pretty split.
he's taken over the channel now,
Yeah.
and actually he works for EA. We've just been really impressed with what EA has done in the video game space with like Star Wars and loot boxes, that we just decided that they should own us. They're not even paying a dime. We just thought it would be cool.
It's actually pretty split for Holloway Edgar, at least by my account. Like most of the chat was pretty split.
Really?
Yeah, and it's very surprising.
We got a lot of northeastern Americans here. We got a lot of people from upstate, New York. I don't know. Jason, I love you. I'm homeless. Y'all, please show me some love.
Dude, this guy keeps
Lil
saying
Zeke,
he's homeless.
get you a house.
Get you a house, bro.
Get you a house, Lil
How are
Zeke.
you on YouTube?
Yeah, right.
How'd you buy a computer, dog?
You got like the
How did you
fastest
get-
internet connection
How
in your
did
whole
you get a
neighborhood.
computer, man?
Dude, Lil Zeke, get you a job. Come
I
on.
hope you're okay.
You can do it.
I hope
you
you're
can
okay,
do it.
man.
I've been homeless before too. No, that's not true. Yeah, they're showing the hype trailer now. Max Holloway. The best is blessed. Yeah, I hope the Poirier loss didn't affect him too much.
I think he's still. I mean, he's coming back a little bit soon. He took a lot of damage in that fight.
Dude, that was such a good fight.
Absolutely.
I've watched that fight probably 3 or 4 times. I'm not shitting you, just because I liked it that much.
We've really
That
had
with the
some of the
Adesanya.
best fights of all time this year, and it's hard to. I mean, Israel and Gastelum, that fight was incredible.
Yeah,
I mean, there's just so
Gaethje,
many-
dude. Gaethje
Gaethje
is such a godsend this year.
Gaethje is
Yeah.
insane.
And, I mean, we're talking about Masvidal, Askren.
Yeah.
It wasn't a back-and-forth fight, but it was
Right.
incredible.
Woodley got beat.
Yeah, I mean, and we just got done talking about Pettis versus Thompson,
Yeah.
Masvidal versus Leon Edwards on the streets. Boogie Jules just said, please keep doing the live streams. Love it, and gave us $2 with the
Thanks,
super
man.
chat. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Seriously, we try and do. I mean, it's all Jason doing the work to set this up. We just get to come in and have a good time. But it's seriously so much fun. We watch these fights on Saturdays anyway. If we're both in town, it's way more fun to do the stream than just watch the fights ourselves.
You would be shocked at how long it takes to set these things up, but they are the most fun in the world. Like, the payoff is right now. Like, I'm just having a great time. Literally just chatting
No,
with
you're
you
not.
guys. People telling me I have a bad haircut, and it's great.
Most
but-
people are talking bad about your shorts, if anything. You know,
Yeah,
nah,
I don't give a fuck about my
yeah.
shorts, dude.
I think your shorts are fine, bro. Yeah, great shorts.
You're literally watching dudes in a cage right now with way shorter shorts than me. I think you can handle it. Let's see, what are y'all drinking?
Bro,
I don't even wanna
every time
say.
I come to
I don't
Jason's
even
house, my
wanna
dude
say.
just only has wine. He only has like white Zinfandel and shit. So if I don't bring alcohol,
So here's the reality. I'm going
it's
to be real with y'all.
delicious though. I mean,
Yeah, it's super dope. So here's the reality. So I own an MMA channel, and
no way.
this time, yeah, I don't know if you guys know that, but like 4 months ago, I was weighing like 231 pounds. I'm 6 feet tall. Body index is a little bit off there. So I've still got about 20 more pounds to go, but like
You lost 30 pounds.
yeah, I've lost
Yeah.
30 pounds and I got 20 more to go, and I'm gonna.
How much
stick
you
there.
lose?
I've always been a skinny kid.
Was it like 3 months? 2
Um,
months?
I would say it was April.
So like 4 months.
three and a half.
Yeah. 3.5,
Yeah,
4 months.
because
Yeah.
I didn't start at the beginning of April, but
Yeah, but
yeah.
seriously, 30 pounds down. It's pretty awesome.
yeah, but I used to play sports, growing up. I was always an athletic kid. I've always played music. I've always been, like, I don't know, somebody that's been pretty active. And ironically, working on an MMA channel has been like the worst thing for that sort of thing, because you're just sitting at a computer editing videos.
Andrew,
all
what'd
day.
you see?
He's seeing a bunch of people making fun of me and calling me fat.
Jason's left testicles hanging out.
Somebody wrote that my left testicle is hanging out. Do you want to see the other
Dude,
one? Because
just
I can pull that one out just as quick. Super fast. Super necessary. You trying to get chicks in here or what, says Stephen Cross?
So funny, man.
Yes, Stephen, are you a girl? I'm not judging.
You sound hot, Steven.
I'm not assuming your gender. Long John says good shit, Jason, and gives a thumbs up. See, that's what I'm looking for. Let's see. This is pay-per-view UFC. As it turns out, this is a UFC product. MMA on Point, I literally binge watch your videos all day at work. You keep me sane. Dude, that's awesome you have a job that you can binge.
Yeah, your boss must be happy.
No, but seriously, much appreciated.
Yeah, for sure. It's cool.
Yeah, it's the kind of shit I used to watch at work too. I hope you always hope you're making the kind of stuff that you would anyway. Jason, how would Romero fare against
Jones
at light heavyweight? Whoa! I think he would be up against. He'd be in an uphill battle. As good as he is on the ground, we haven't seen guys like Daniel Cormier be able to take him down. And as good as he is with his hands, Smith and Santos were not able to hurt him. And then Teixeira, we've seen the best of the best on the feet try to fight him, except for Anthony Johnson, which is forever a tragedy in MMA.
He says he's coming back.
I think he's coming.
I think he better come back at heavyweight.
I think he'll be back.
Johnson
soon.
versus Ngannou? Let's do it. Good.
Brett says,
but fat Johnson.
Fat Johnson.
Like,
Yeah, he's
like I want to see the 260 version of him come in.
Dude,
not light heavyweight.
There's no way he's fighting light heavyweight ever again. He's
I
going
hope
back
not.
to welterweight.
He's
Actually,
he's
going back to 170.
He'll fight Tommy Spears.
Brett threw a $2 super chat and says, "We can see your thunder, sir." Does this shirt effectively hide my thunder? That is an Arrested
I
Development.
think he's talking about your balls.
I mean, does it hide my balls? Does this shirt hide my balls? That's what I was
I
asking.
think it's what he meant by your thunder.
What did you mean by your
What did you mean by your thunder? What are you talking about?
I don't have a name for my balls, okay? I didn't know people outside of the world named it thunder. I appreciate that. That's a flattering statement. Hey, solid question here from Sudi, but you didn't ask it, so there you go. How would Habib do against prime Matt Hughes at 170 and GSP versus DC at open weight go? So here's the unfairness about Matt Hughes. Matt Hughes was in his prime over 10 years ago. I mean, we're really talking like 2006, 2007. What was it, 2008? It might have been 2009 that he lost to BJ Penn the last time.
Yeah,
it's really unfair to compare somebody right now in such a young sport with one of the greats because they fought at a time when there was only so many techniques developed. You know, it's like somebody saying, is blah, blah, blah a better computer programmer in 2000 than the guy who invented, I don't know, the transistor. The guy who invented the transistor probably would have been the best guy in the world during his day, but the transistor's basic knowledge by now. So
the game has changed so fast, it's just passed him by. Like, I mean, probably prime Matt Hughes would probably lose to most top 10 welterweights right now. Even just, I would probably pick Neil Magny against Matt Hughes right now.
It's
just
an unfair
skill for
comparison.
skill, yeah. There's people, they know how to train better, they've been doing it longer, they start earlier, there's more knowledge in the game than ever, it's changing quicker than ever.
yes.
It's just exponential. And 20 years from now, we'll see somebody that makes Jones look awful. Like someone that had been training since he was 3 years old, and he'll make John Jones look terrible. You'll have LeBron James kind of guys coming over in MMA that can do unreal things. That's the weird thing is, like, at the heavyweights, you're really never going to see the best athletes. Like, you're not going to see the Ray Lewis dudes coming to fighting because they play football. Like,
Well, imagine knowing this. You go into a fight and you know one shot from any guy, the biggest scrub on the street, can knock you out.
Yeah.
Fuck. Do you want to do that? Maybe not.
I'm going to go play football for $30 million, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to...
You're a Greg Hardy who comes as a last resort.
Yeah, exactly. All your best athletes. I mean, imagine if the best dudes in the NBA knew how to kick. And shit.
I mean, there's a reason why nobody comes into MMA as a white-collar guy.
Yeah.
Somebody with $1 million. There's a reason why. Because it's a hard life.
Hey, dude, CM Punk, bro.
Okay. CM Punk might be the example of all examples there to kind of break that up. But I mean, you get the point though. It's extremely rare. Maybe it's because he came from pro wrestling where people call it fake all day. I understand pro wrestling fans. It's chill. Just relax. Relax.
It makes people mad.
I used to watch pro wrestling growing up. It sucks
when I was
balls,
five.
but I used to watch it growing up. Relax.
I used to be 6.
Throwing a not so veiled shopping.
This is interesting, man. Main event.
Yeah, here we go. But somebody said GSP and DC at open weight against Habib. So, or actually, you might have been just asking GSP versus DC at open weight. I would say GSP beats Habib, but yeah, DC.
GSP probably
DC beats any of the lower weight classes because he's so skilled that he's fighting lower weight classes. He has the power. I mean,
DC in shape is a middleweight, man.
If DC were to diet like I am, no, I'm kidding. If he were to diet like crazy though, and just not really, I mean, if you were to treat it medicinally, the only food that you eat is exactly what you need, and then you just train your ass off like he does every single day.
Yeah, dude, he'd be the best middleweight ever.
He's always admitted himself that when he was a light heavyweight, he would go on eating binges after fights. Like it's a part of who he is. He's just decided he didn't want to be a middleweight.
Yep.
He's 5'8", right?
Yeah, he's 5'8".
Yeah, there's no reason a 5'8" guy.
240.
Not since Igor Vovchanchyn have we seen a 5'8" heavyweight do that well.
5'8", 240. That's crazy.
Somebody says I'm already really drunk. That's true.
You're not wrong.
I'm not arguing with you.
You're not wrong.
Dude, I'm having a good time. Who gives a fuck? CM Punk versus myself. Who you got? Josh Wilding. I got you, babe. Is that a fucking Sonny and Cher reference?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna need you to leave. I'm gonna need you to get out of here, dog.
I got you, babe.
Me and Andrew are running this show right now. If you could go and just produce.
Dude, you were handling the chat earlier, so you got it.
Oh, my boys.
Talk about Holloway, for fuck's sake, and Edgar. Jane up, I misread it, but you're right. I mean, they're doing the introductions.
Yeah.
Literally, we're about to only be talking about that.
What is your prediction?
We've been talking about that the entire card, though. So I've got, let's say Max Holloway gets it done. He usually has a slow first round. Yeah. The second round will begin to pick up. I think he'll get it done.
TKO.
In second or third rounds by TKO.
Gotcha.
I think he'll overwhelm him. I think he'll give him a lot of different angles. And as fast as Frankie Edgar is, I don't see Frankie Edgar getting around that. I think Frankie Edgar's great. That's the heartbreaking thing about this. He's one of the most talented fighters literally on the entire planet. We got done talking about the heavyweight classes versus lightweight classes earlier on. There's a lot of skill there, and Frankie's at the top of the heap in terms of skill.
He also should be a bantamweight.
And he really should be a bantamweight. He's smaller than everybody he's ever fought.
5'6".
Lightweight down to featherweight, and we're seeing that now.
He won the lightweight title and defended it against much bigger dudes than him.
That's how good he is.
Without cutting a pound.
That's how good he is. He's fighting much bigger people. I mean, you can see it right now.
Here we go.
The reach is going to be a really.
I have been waiting for this fight. This fight's been booked twice already and fell through, or at least
they tried
once.
to book it last November.
Here we go. Probably Frankie's last title fight.
Yeah.
If he doesn't
loses,
win,
perhaps it is.
Yeah. Might be his last go.
I mean, he could be a Randy Couture. We don't know. He could be a.
Here we go.
He could be a millennial. Who knows? He could live forever. But yeah, I've got Holloway going into this one. But Holloway starts slow, so this is going to be interesting to see what Edgar
Frankie
does.
does look so much smaller than him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you look at the Brian Ortega fight. He looked so small against Ortega. You know, it is insane what he's able to accomplish against these much bigger guys.
Frankie might be the toughest dude ever in MMA, though.
He's so
He's just the most heart.
How many people, get knocked down 3 times in a round and come back and tie the fight and then do it again in the second fight and win?
Him and Uriah.
Ooh,
solid left.
Good left hand by Edgar there. He's throwing a lot of leg kicks. He's mixing it up really nicely. So we're seeing the boxing on display so far from Edgar. But we also know Holloway starts slow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he needs.
Nice double jab from Holloway. That all landed on Holloway's shoulder there.
God.
Ooh, nice.
That was so fast.
Some great evasion there from Edgar. Who's fighting now? It's killing me. It literally shows it on our screen.
It's still Cyborg.
Like, we have the graphics on the screen that says what round it is, and it has the timer. So
Cyborg is still fighting
that's
this
the
girl.
information you need. Do a blow by blow. Okay, it looks like right now Max Holloway is going in. Oh. Edgar just kind of fainted something, but nothing happened.
Jason.
I'm being
I
facetious.
know, I'm joking. Oh, that was a good uppercut.
Oh. I don't know if Holloway was faking the takedown there or not. It didn't seem like he was really committed to that single leg. Somebody said, thanks, keep that going. They like my
Solid leg kick by Frankie.
Turn the camera at the TV. Okay, yeah, let's get rid of this 400K subscribs. Let's get it right now.
Yeah. Hey, bro, if you could just lose your job so I could watch this, that'd be sick. Everything you built for 2 years,
Ooh, nice left hand from Holloway there. But yeah, I just kind of want a new career anyway, so.
Yeah.
Yes, we are drinking wine, Anthony Noriega. Talk more about the fight. We have been.
Man.
There's a big shot from Edgar.
I'm watching the fight. Leave me alone.
We've made small illusions, okay? That's all. They're drunk, bro. After a while, a brawl on that couch. Hemo Cath.
Yeah.
The millionth person to call for a fight on the couch.
Really, I mean...
Ooh, nice shot from Edgar there.
Solid right
that was a
hand by
big
Frankie.
shot from Edgar. He mixed it up by going to the body twice and then went to the head.
Lots of good boxing on this fight. Frankie's footwork looks good too, man. I mean, I'm not a fighter or anything.
Ooh, nice big shot from Holloway.
Yeah.
Big right hands. This is very even so far. Nice body shot from Holloway.
It is pretty even.
What I kind of take from Holloway that it seems to be his kind of thing is, I mean, it's kind of a classic kind of, you saw this from Anderson Silva. The first round is about downloading the information, and then the second rounds are about implementing what you've learned about this person's techniques.
Anderson used to do that thing where he just would not do anything for the first minute. And just watch their timing.
Yes.
Watch how fast they're moving.
Kind of get a beat on what they're doing.
Do react.
Ooh. Yeah, nothing quite landed just. Oh, nice big leg kick from Edgar there. Yeah. Turned him. They both landed a shot there, but it looked like Holloway got the better left hand there.
They're trading back and forth. It's pretty close. 1 minute left.
I'm actually really impressed with Edgar to this point in the fight. I feel like it's pretty even. Oh, big uppercut by Holloway, though. He might have learned something from that Ortega fight with the uppercut that ended up basically finishing that fight. Understanding that there's a bit of an opening.
Yeah. Where Ortega really got him was that step-in elbow.
Yeah.
That was the crazy thing.
Yeah, the finisher was the uppercut, so that's what you remember, but the step-in elbow was what really started the avalanche.
It was beautiful.
Ooh. They're getting so close to kind of landing that it's just kind of glancing off of each other. Both went for head kicks
switch
there.
Kick.
Ooh.
Man, Frankie's having a tough time getting to him, but Max...
There's a decent left-hander there at the end from Edgar.
A little blood on the nose of Frankie.
That's a pretty even round. If you were to score it either way, I would be happy with that. I'm trying to think of who landed some of the bigger shots.
I think you might have to give it to Max.
I feel like Max landed that big uppercut. He landed a couple big shots over the top, just kind of going around him. But there's been some decent hooks landed by Edgar. If you said Edgar won it, I wouldn't be mad about it.
Right.
But I think I might be leaning Max as well. But maybe I'm biased. I was picking Max from the beginning, so let me know if you guys think that actually Edgar won that round. I see Cejudo winning this fight. If Cejudo comes back to 145, or not comes back, but comes up to 145, I think that would be fantastic to see. JTvo has Edgar winning that round.
Okay, I can see that.
Somebody literally just made their account name Bow Hunter, but with a W, and they wrote Bow Hunter, your name, lol.
Got him.
Got him. Man, really changing over that whole YouTube account just to get that
honestly,
joke in.
I've never heard that joke before, bro. Ever.
His middle name's Ner, so there's your joke.
Boner.
Major's laughing off to the side. Our producer. He's our producer. Nice leg kick from Edgar there. The leg kicks are a really nice thing that I'm seeing from Edgar more than Holloway so far.
He doesn't really throw many leg kicks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Holloway.
Yeah. That right hand just kind of went over the top. It was almost like the kind of classic, like Chuck Liddell.
Oh.
Dug to the body. Yeah. Edgar actually missed and he got countered pretty much instantly. There's a big left hand from Edgar.
Hand.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Edgar right now.
Frankie just never really finishes people on the feet. Like, I think if anything, he's going to try and outbox him to a decision, you know?
It should be noted that he just had a checked leg kick there from Holloway, which might mean we stop seeing some of those leg kicks.
Ooh. Snuck that right in there.
Yeah, snuck a quick right in there on the turn.
I do kind of want to see the ground game, but I just don't know if it's going to happen.
I'd be really surprised too. I think Edgar will take it. I mean, Holloway went for a fake takedown, but I think if he got it, he would have gone for it too. Yep, so there goes Edgar. He
almost got it. The
dude,
cage
if that
wasn't
cage
there.
wasn't there,
If that
man,
cage wasn't there, that would have been there.
Really well timed. You gotta wonder.
He had it though. The cage is what stopped it. That's crazy.
You gotta wonder for those people that are training on mats a lot of times, where they're just kind of in a free range space. Does it actually hurt them? Because they're not practicing inside a cage. Because if he was on mats, like a typical just wrestling gym, he would have had that takedown.
Yeah.
And you see that a lot in MMA gyms, where they just kind of put those down. You even see it before the open workouts, where they just lay down mats. Yeah, I think Edgar's mixed it up a little bit more.
This is Holloway's round. I think he's landed the better shots this round.
Right. I think Edgar's mixed it up more, but it just seems like the Holloway boxing just seems to be that much better, to where it kind of makes up for that. I'm not sure I've seen a Holloway leg kick in this round. Maybe a leg kick in the first round. He's just content to continue boxing.
Yeah.
Which is super impressive. I haven't seen him switch to southpaw a whole lot.
A sneaky left hand.
Ooh.
I think he's starting to get a little confidence going after Frankie.
Getting a little bit
He's
of a
talking to
flow
him a little bit.
I don't think the second round finish that I predicted is going to happen. From the way things look right now, it still feels like Holloway's kind of picking his shots here. It doesn't feel like he's
loaded up on that uppercut.
Yeah.
Barely missed.
I'm not sure what caused that cut, but that just started.
Frankie's getting tagged a little bit now.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. There was a couple good shots there from Edgar in that grappling exchange. Nice jab from Holloway there. Long jab.
Oh, look at that.
His reach isn't that much farther than Edgar's, but he just knows it so
good
well.
Right. Solid right.
Yeah, solid right. Another left hand. Here's the thing about, though, like what we saw with Aldo, that I don't think we're going to see with Edgar. We started to see Aldo starting to throw power shots, and he was landing some of them, which is incredible that Holloway was able to take those and not slow down and keep coming forward and keep landing through the midst of them. I don't think we're going to see Edgar slow down like we saw Aldo slow down. Like, he could do this for, it seems like, 10 rounds, you know? Just from the fights that we've seen him do.
He doesn't really go for the kill shot. I mean, Frankie's the only person he's really finished on the feet is
Maynard.
Mendez on the feet.
He finished Maynard on the feet.
That was in a scramble.
He landed a big shot, and then when he went down to the ground, he landed right hands while he was up against the cage. But it started with a shot on the feet.
It started in this weird transition thing, but yes, only 2 people in his whole career that he's
still 2 people.
Strikes.
Even still, yeah. Nice shots from Holloway there.
So Frankie can bounce around and box you for 5 rounds, no problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. Edgar's.
He's a bantamweight, though. He is a bantamweight.
He really is. It's incredible what he's
so
done.
Much smaller than everybody.
That kick totally threw him off.
Yeah. Did he just hit him in the dick? It kind of looked like he slapped him in the dick.
Good stuff.
That was Max's round.
The people have a problem with our commentary because somebody just said, now you know how hard it is to fucking commentate. Or he called them fucking idiots. I don't know. We're having a good time, man. We're just hanging out. Jason versus Bo. Someone else said it. Turn up volume, please. No. I mean, why would you watch us just sit here and turn up the volume and not hear us talk?
Sorry.
Literally, you could just not watch us and maybe, I don't know. There are places you can figure out where to stream this stuff.
You can literally go do anything else. It's the internet. It's your world.
If you know how to use Google, you can figure it out. It's not hard. Hey, Jason, have you ever got to meet up with the fighters in person you talk about? Actually, I met Israel Adesanya at UFC 239, and he actually said he saw the video that I made about him, the interesting facts, and he said he really enjoyed it. So that was super fucking cool. So yeah, we get to see him every once in a while. Usually, if you go out to fights, every once in a while you'll get to meet some of the bigger fighters. It just kind of depends. Sometimes they're just walking through. Like Leon Edwards, when I was at UFC Liverpool, was literally just walking through the audience and no one noticed him. Super nice guy. Anyhow, this round is in full swing. Yeah, Frankie Edgar.
Oh, fought off.
Dude, Holloway just got out of that. Just totally scrambled out of that one. Another leg kick from Edgar. Even though Holloway has checked some of those leg kicks, Edgar's still going for it.
Whoa, that was a weird back fist.
Yeah. I think he kind of knew halfway through that back fist wasn't going to land. Ooh.
Body kick.
Yeah.
Frankie.
There's not a lot of sauce on what Edgar throws in general. It seems like it's almost like Edgar's game plan is pretty much always land, and then go for the finish. And you hear kickboxers talk about this. You hear boxers talk about this all the time. But it seems like Edgar is probably one of the best people at sticking to that. He really doesn't go for a lot of those power shots. He tries to find the opening and doesn't overcommit. And that's why you don't really see him getting finished a whole lot. You know,
right.
The Brian Ortega finish was devastating, but Aldo never finished him. And he went 10 rounds with Aldo. Aldo is, I mean, one of the best KO artists you've ever seen in the WEC. It started to slow down in the UFC, but he finished Chad Mendes in their first fight.
Ortega is the only dude to ever finish him. Ever.
Yeah, I mean,
by strikes,
it's incredible.
Submission, anything. He's only lost by decision.
Wow. I didn't realize he never even lost by submission.
Yeah,
Ray Maynard.
Frankie had never been finished, man. One of the toughest motherfuckers ever.
He's not giving up, that's for sure.
No,
we know, like, unless Holloway can figure out a way to finish him, he's going to the 5th round no matter what.
Well, I want to see him get down to 35. I mean, where he's fighting against the guys his same size, you know?
I do wish
Frankie versus, like, Dominic Cruz would be something I want to see.
Oh, man. You know, and eventually getting up to Cejudo, if he could get the string of wins together, I feel like that would be a really fun match. And we're talking about two wrestlers there. You know, you got an Olympic wrestler versus somebody who didn't quite make it to that level.
Right.
But we are talking. Oh, good shots by Edgar there. I'm not sure if the right landed, but the left definitely did.
I just think if Dustin's not going to finish Holloway, then Edgar's not.
Yeah.
Like, if Dustin's not going to knock him out, then Frankie's definitely not going to.
I mean, you know, if Jose Aldo was a tough fight, Max Holloway is on another level. I think we're seeing Holloway, though, like, we're not seeing a dominant performance that could change in the next couple rounds, but we are seeing Holloway rebound from the Poirier loss, and we're seeing him be Holloway. I mean, it just seems like his attitude after the loss was very genuine. The relaxed loss that he had to Poirier was extremely relaxed, and I think we're seeing that was true. You know, he lets those losses roll off his back, and it doesn't weigh him down, and we're seeing that right now. Yeah, expertly defended that and just landed 2 hard shots after that takedown. Woo! This is great. People keep talking about the fight, but I feel like we are.
Solid uppercut by Max.
Yes. Ooh, it dropped. Mouthpiece just dropped.
Out. Oh,
All right.
Frankie's hurt. Frankie's hurt
This is
now.
what I was talking about. If things change in the next 2 rounds, they're starting to change right now. We're starting to see a
Frankie's
momentum.
hurt. Might knee him.
Yes. Yeah, he was trying to post for it.
Oh, Frankie got the takedown.
Yeah, Frankie did get some takedown.
Now,
Wow.
how do they stop this action, though, to give him his mouthpiece back? Maybe they don't.
That's really impressive. In the midst of probably taking his biggest shots in the fight, he
Yeah.
managed to find a takedown.
Yeah.
And that's the thing we've been talking about. Like a couple of people said, talk about the fight. That's what we've
We're
been
trying
talking
to talk about the
We're talking
fight.
about the strategy. So it sounds like we're talking about other things, but we're literally talking about what's going on and comparing it to past things. There's a big shot from Edgar right
Frankie
there
has Max
up
on his
against
back,
the
up
cage.
against the cage. 20 seconds left, 15.
When's the last time you've seen Holloway put up against his back like this? McGregor? It's been a long time.
Connor, but he's right back up. He's right back
Yeah, he's
up.
right back up.
Not too much damage done, but impressive that Frankie was hurt.
Yes. Oh, he threatened the guillotine and went for a knee there. That was great. Used the position to get that knee.
This might be the round that Frankie gets a little jacked up. He was definitely getting hurt there. Max landed some hard shots.
J Tebow has 29-28 for Max. So, J Tebow, I saw that you gave Edgar the first round, which I think is fair. I think it could have gone either way in that first round. I wouldn't be surprised if we're looking at 30-27 here, but it could be either. So yeah, I think that's a fair call. If you're trying to call it as even as possible, I think you can look at it as a 29-28 so far. Talk about our wine. It's wine. Let's see. Fart. Why the fuck are you guys saying fart? You guys like fart jokes? What the fuck is going on? Let's see. GSP versus Hoist. You put Joyce though.
Versus Royce?
Royce. 30-27 says Daniel Candia.
Royce Gracie.
Max by KO. So you think Max is actually going to finish him in these next 2 rounds?
I mean, he was definitely had him wobbled. I could see that.
Ooh. What's your biggest live stream? Bradley Harrell says. Ooh, that's a tough one. I honestly am not sure. It might have been our first one. UFC 223 that we did with Tom.
Yeah, that was a lot of.
There's like 180,000 views on that, but I feel like maybe we've done more. But anyhow.
We don't really pay attention
Yeah.
as much.
I mean, we realize a lot of those views are people just coming on here looking for a stream.
Oh,
which
solid right
is
by
silly,
Max.
but
Frankie's going to be looking for the takedown again. Max. Max looking good, though, man.
it was a decent shot from Edgar there. I mean, it was just a pitter patter, but he landed a left in the middle of that kind of surge ahead. Nice right hand.
Solid right hand.
And the left hand, I think it glanced off the. It was somewhat blocked with Holloway's right hand, but I think it got through.
If you want to put Frankie away, you really got to put him away. He's not going to go away.
Yeah.
Unless you really make him.
It is really hard to beat. I mean, you can just never really look past those Maynard losses. And the Jose losses too, Like, so many people got finished by Jose.
But he only lost to Maynard once, right? Yeah, the second
He
was
lost
a draw.
him in the first fight.
Yeah, the second one was a draw, and then he won.
Yeah, strangely.
One of the best trilogies ever.
Yeah. Ooh, big right hand by Edgar there.
Solid.
What's so crazy about Holloway, though, is he'll just take those shots and keep coming forward. Like, he landed a Superman punch.
Superman
Edgar
right
just
hand.
did. But Holloway is just like, nope, didn't feel that.
I'm just saying, like, yeah, man, if he can take Dustin shots for 5 rounds, he can definitely take Frankie's.
Holloway's missing a bit here, though. He just missed 3 shots.
This
Edgar
round is all
landed.
Frankie so far.
Yeah. Like, ooh, nice jab there.
Yeah. Single.
Yep.
Can't get it.
He just stuffed the head down, pulled his leg out, and he was out. That's a classic Edgar takedown attempt where he just kind of turns his body to the side and tries to do the leg tap. Nothing. Holloway's out of it.
Yeah.
But it is still an action by Edgar. There's a decent left hand by Edgar there again. Ooh. That got a bit shifty there. Nothing big landed, but it seemed like one of those shots might have landed from Edgar to the chin of Holloway. But it wasn't very clean. decent left hand from Edgar there. Yeah, this is getting pretty dicey. I thought, ooh, decent left hand by Holloway there though. You saw kind of Edgar kind of moved back a little bit strangely there, but he lands 2 leg kicks to the body, body kicks. This is so much closer a fight than I
really bad.
Yeah, huge head kick.
Whiff.
This is so much closer a fight than I anticipated.
Man, you can't count out Frankie, dude.
Ooh, decent shots upstairs from Edgar there. This might be Edgar's round, man.
It's definitely Edgar's round so far. You almost wait.
Decent right hand from Holloway there. I couldn't tell how flush it landed, but yeah, Edgar's putting together a performance here. Decent right hands and a left hand by Edgar.
Frankie's head movement's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, this is classic Frankie right here. Joe Rogan just said he's basically touching with the shots. And I mean, yeah, we're not seeing fight-ending stuff, but we are seeing him land. And then good leg kick. Ooh, big right hand by Holloway there. Another left, right, left.
Oh,
another right.
That one hurt him.
Woo, another right.
Frankie's staying though. He's staying in there.
Yeah, Frankie's coming forward. He's actually hurt and he's coming forward. Like, that's crazy. Holloway might have stolen around with that though. Like, if we make an argument on the basis of what's hurting someone, if you were to watch a street fight, would you say it's the guy that landed a couple of jabs, or would you say it's the guy that looks
always
a little
damage,
rocked?
man? It's always damage.
It's always damage in a street fight. MMA, it gets a little bit cloudy. I would say Edgar's won the majority of this round, but the most impressive shots have all come from Holloway at the end of it. Yeah, Holloway. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Going to the 5th though. It's arguable 2-2.
It's tough, man.
It's arguable.
Yeah, you could argue 2-2 very effectively.
Tough.
You could effectively argue 2-2 here.
But I would say
Max might have stolen that round, but if someone makes the argument for the points scored in that round, Edgar definitely scored more in that round. What do you guys think? 2-2.
I'd be interested to see the combi strike.
Tyler Spear says 3-1 blessed.
I can see that.
Max losing is what someone else said. 4-0 Max says TB12. I can see an argument for that too, though, because
the first round was. But I would really. I think I might have given Frank the first round. I don't know, man.
Maybe. I'm seeing another 4-0. I'm seeing 2-2 from Alejandro Hernandez, and then some guy 347 says 2-2. Average Joe says 3-1.
Here we go, round 5, baby.
3-1. So it seems like it's either a tie or Max is winning it, is what most people are saying right now in this chat. Seeing a lot of 2-2s, 3-1.
You got the round, bro.
Max.
You got the round?
Yeah. Here we go. Nice. Yep. Last round. Last round, guys.
Last round.
Wow. We're already here.
So you have it Holloway 3-1, probably?
I think I've got Holloway at least 3-1, give or take the 4th or 1st round to Edgar.
Okay.
But I see Holloway is probably winning one of those two.
Yeah.
If you give Edgar the 1st round, I think it's fair to say Max won the 4th. But if you give Edgar the 1st, or the other way around, vice versa. Why the fuck are people saying fart so much?
I don't know.
Someone explain that. I have no idea.
I got a bunch.
You guys like fart jokes?
We got 8-year-olds in the chat.
You got a bunch of 12-year-olds? Yeah, 8-year-olds? Middle school, grade school? Where are you? But I'm down to fart if that's what you guys really want. No.
Frankie deep in on the single. Can he get it? Max got to the cage? Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, for as many people are saying 2-2 in this could very well be what decides it. Like I said, I'm probably 3-1. What are you?
I think I'm probably 3-1.
3-1?
Yeah.
But just the fact that enough people are saying 2-2 makes a somewhat persuasive argument.
Yeah, I think it could be like that. It just really depends, man. People put different weight into a lot of different things. Like some people would say, well, Frankie shot 8 times and only got 1 takedown.
Right.
They'd be like, well, Max is obviously beating his ass because you didn't let him take him down, But I think Max has landed the harder shots throughout the whole fight. I mean, there's only been one person that's been wobbled, and it's been Frankie.
Yes. Well, yeah, wobbled. I would actually say he got a bit wobbled in that last round too, and that's what makes that last round so interesting. We saw a double jab land from Holloway there, and he went for a right hand, but it kind of grazed. So these last 2.5 minutes or so are really gonna decide this fight. This is a close round so far. Ooh, nice leg kick from Edgar there.
Answered by
jabs. 2 left hands and a right hand.
Max's jab.
Max
that
uppercut.
Oh, that uppercut is.
There's 4 shots in a short succession. Maybe that right hand landed just now, but I couldn't tell. Dude, these guys look like they could seriously go another few rounds.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's going for a Darce.
Yeah. No, he's
maybe
giving it up.
On it.
He got a decent left hand at the end of that on the break. Another leg kick from Edgar. That looked like it was partially checked, but Edgar's not stopping. The hands kind of blocked that left hand.
That's the thing, man. He's just not hitting him very hard.
Right.
He's hitting him a lot, but it's not doing near the damage that Max is doing to Frankie.
Yeah. It's really interesting, to watch people like that can throw, and they can go all day, but it just seems like they never really have that finishing power.
He throws a lot. He throws a lot.
Decent left hands there from Edgar. 2 of those might have landed. One of them hit the body, but decent pop jab from Holloway there, though.
He's just so stick and move.
2 right hands.
Crazy right hands.
Perfectly timed on that leg kick. Yeah. He read that. Oh, another left hand and one to the body,
This is Max's fight. Man.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm giving this last round so far. So this, it's Max really coming down to this last minute for Frankie. If Frankie can somehow, turn this around.
But Frankie hung in there, man. I mean, it's not over, but it's
ain't over yet.
Like that.
Yeah. Yeah, Frankie, I mean, this is the thing about Frankie when he loses, other than that Brian T. City loss. Somebody just gave us $5 and said Edgar by fart. Okay.
I'll take your $5.
What the fuck is going on with you guys typing fart so much? I have no idea.
That would be a crazy finish.
Ooh, decent right hand by Edgar there. Decent fart by Edgar there.
Now you're starting. Yeah. 20 seconds left. Looking like Max.
Yeah, fist is replaced with the word fart.
What's Frankie got?
Man, he's trying to go for everything he can in the scramble.
It looks like a little brother trying to take his big brother.
Oh!
10 seconds.
Yeah, really mixing it up there. Yeah, mostly I feel like I saw Holloway land. Edgar. Holloway landed most there.
Empty seats in that arena.
Yeah, maybe people feel like it's a foregone conclusion. I have no idea. But well, who do you guys got? Give us your final tallies here. I've got 4-1 here is what I've got. I've got a decisive win for Max here. Even if you give it 3-2, I still feel like it's pretty solid for Max here.
3-2,
I would probably give the last 4 rounds to Max. Let's see, what do we got? Please give it to Edgar. He needs it, says Bradley Harrell.
You're not wrong.
There you go. Zero the Great says 4-1 Max. Jay Tiva says 4-1. What else we got? Oh, man, it just jumped down. That's annoying. It's like a bunch of... there's so many people in the chat right now that it just bumped up like crazy, and all of a sudden I just lost my place.
Yeah, I think you really have to hurt Max to take him out of this game. That's what Dustin did. Dustin wobbled him. Dustin was hurting him through the whole fight, and it was kind of throwing him off his game. If you don't have a whole lot of power, then Max is going to be able to... he's still going to be there.
Okay, so your last name is pretty long here, but I think I might have it. Anthony Vliogiantis. says Holloway by far, and you give us $10.
Dude,
Much appreciated.
Thank you, man.
Super dope. Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat. I'm seeing a lot of 4-1s. I'm seeing 3-2 max. Is anybody giving this to Edgar? Shadow Killer just says Edgar, but what rounds? So tell me if you're in the Edgar camp, what rounds do you think
Frankie
you
retire
won?
then?
It's such a tough thing. If
What
you're
if
at
this is
that
to hang it
level,
up?
if you're a championship level fighter, because he clearly is,
He just hung
do
in
you
there with
retire?
Max.
What do you do?
Oh, he's Thursday. Yeah, I mean, he just hung in there with Max. I mean, he's not bad. He should drop to bantamweight, man. But I think this
Very
might be
easily
it.
could.
There we go.
Average Joff said 2-0. For $2, 5-0, Frankie. All right. This is Frankie. Sorry, Holloway. And still, yeah. Wow. All the scorecards, in one way or another, were for Holloway.
I don't think 50-45 is accurate, but
I think it's accurate. I mean, like, I thought it was on the fence for round 1 and 4.
what the fuck is that, Andrew?
Did you just drink the rest of his
He
wine?
just took all of it.
You got plenty of wine there, so you got room to share.
Let's see. Let's hear this.
All right, we're gonna turn up the volume here on this last part.
And control with your educated jab. You won the decision. Was there anything that surprised you about this fight tonight?
Everybody said I wasn't going to be able to wrestle with this guy. Everybody said I wasn't going to be able to stay with his pace. I wanted to prove a point and go 5 rounds with him so I can let the world know that I'm here to stay and the Blessed Express is still on the move, baby. Choo-choo!
Now, Max coming down from lightweight and now fighting again in your championship weight of 45. Where do you see your future?
Hey, if they need a heavyweight next week for DC next month, let me know. That is plan on the manager. You're going to get it.
So you basically will fight whatever fight looks good for you.
I love that.
I got to get on your show, JRE. Get me on JRE, guys.
Anytime. You just tell me.
Hey, nothing but love for you guys.
I'm on board for that.
Frankie's a true warrior. Give him up for this guy. He's the guy that inspired me to be here. You're the man, Frank.
Thank you for a masterful performance, sir. Max Holloway, ladies and gentlemen.
That was great. That was great.
Got to interview Frankie.
I think they might.
Get Frankie in there.
It looked like
I'm here with Frankie Edgar, ladies and gentlemen. Frankie, this was a fight
He's crying.
that you were wanting for a long time. It had been scheduled and rescheduled. It finally happened. What did you expect and what was different?
I expected everything he brought. Max is stud, man. Represents our sport to the best. Represents his division to the best. He's the best guy in the world.
What was your strategy coming in here?
Mix it up, you know. I thought I did okay. Max is a big guy. I'm giving up some pounds. I mean, that doesn't really matter. You know, I got my family here, my kid here. It's just tough, you know?
I completely understand. Frankie,
Man.
there's been talk of you one day potentially even fighting at 135 pounds, and I've heard people say that's the real weight class where you're supposed to be. Have you ever thought about doing that?
I don't know, man. I need to go back to the drawing board.
Oh, wow.
And regroup. I'm not done. I got a lot of fighting.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
the best guy in the world, and I fought pretty damn tough.
You have nothing to be ashamed of, sir, and you're one of the best fighters I've ever watched fight, and it was an honor to call you fight, as always. Ladies and gentlemen,
Wow.
Frankie.
Hell yeah, Frankie.
Well, man, that's a wonderful
If there's any example of, like, the kind of what is it? A man, yeah. If there's any example of a man,
God.
great A there.
I want to be Frankie Edgar when I grow up, bro.
But if there's any example of kind of like, here's the thing, you know, we like root for fighters. I picked Holloway at the beginning of this. We tend to root for fighters. We tend to think that someone's going to win. But there's the double-edged sword of it. It's like somebody has to lose that you like.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like Frankie Edgar is like one of the best fighters that's ever fought. One of the most talented people ever. He just so happens to fight in 155 and 145, where it's just a lion's den. Wow, Ken Shamrock. It's just an incredible level of talent that it's almost unfair. And then you see them lose, and it's kind of the bummer about the sport too. You know, and in terms of seeing someone win by just virtue of exactly what it is, you have to see someone lose. It's kind of a bummer sometimes. Like, as much as that was exciting to see Holloway come back triumphantly from the Poirier loss, it's kind of a bummer to see Edgar lose like that. And you do really wonder, like, where do you go after you've lost every title fight that you've had since Benson, since Jose, since now Holloway? Where do you go? You go down to bantamweight, or you try to work your way, you try to pick yourself back up and somehow work your way back up. But how do you do that? You know? It's so much easier said than done.
I mean, if anyone can do it, he can do it. I mean, that's the 5th loss, the 5th title loss in UFC history. Like
that might be the most, yeah.
I think that's the most title losses.
We kind of talked about this a bit earlier before the stream. The
anyone
only
lost
other person
5
would be
title
Faber, but he also lost in the WC. Inside of the UFC, yeah. I think you're probably right. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anybody else that's lost more than that in title fights.
Frank
wow,
Mir.
Volkanovski. So real quick before he gets to it, Ferguson, you asked for a shout out for Donnie Felder, and you gave us $20 shout out. Happy birthday, Donnie Felder.
Happy birthday, Donnie.
Have the best birthday.
Hope it's fucking awesome, bro.
Yeah, best birthday. But let's turn up this. And thank you so much, Ferguson, Steven. Thank you.
Won some rounds, but it's definitely competitive. I thought, there was a lot of things that I thought that would happen.
243,
that,
baby.
Frankie will be able to handle the pace. When Max really wanted to pour it on, you'll always have that instinct to shoot, to slow it down, and make Max hesitate. That's sort of what you're seeing, but Max really worked his jab, really well, and still really good at his distance. But it was a good fight. I enjoyed it.
That seems to be the problem that everybody faces with Max at 145
Hope you guys can hear this
pounds,
okay,
the
by the
length
way.
and the distance and his ability to move just on the outside. When you see this and you're running it through with your skill set,
Christ.
how do you see it
Everyone's
playing out
trolling
in you
with
and
the word
him?
fart.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty comfortable a little bit out of range as well. I like to pick my times when to come in. I'm very comfortable in the pocket as well. So, he likes to really pour it on. And you're seeing that when he was in your face, trying to really suffocate you and give you that claustrophobic feeling. But Frankie didn't really crumble there, and I know I won't, and I know I can handle that pace, and I know I'm very powerful. So if you want to come at me with that sort of game plan,
He's not wrong.
That's the
I'm pretty
difference.
He can hit
explosive
way
and
harder.
powerful.
That's the difference.
I believe I can do a lot more damage, and again, I've got my wrestling background. But again, Max is a true champion. I enjoy watching him fight, but mate, I want to get that fight. I want it.
So do you feel that the difference in what you bring is the knockout power?
Knockout power, and I believe that I'm comfortable outrange.
Jason
So
Ford,
I
just saw that. I just saw that. Finally, someone went for it. I was waiting for that
I'm
one.
more than happy to be outside the range.
It's too
work my
easy.
way in, stay in, and work my angles, whatnot. Work the game, the takedowns, keep them guessing, and I just want to work my game, and I believe I can do that.
Well, since you dominated Jose Aldo back in May in Brazil, I know you've had your eyes fixed on Max Holloway. He has now fought 2 very hard
This is the
25-minute
far and away
fights
best fight
here in
to make.
2019. I know October 5th, obviously, Marvel Stadium in Melbourne, Australia. How confident are you that Max will be able to turn around and take your challenge October 5?
It was a 5-round fight,
Good
but
October.
I still don't think too much damage was in there. I believe he could turn it around, or I'm hoping, maybe, but in saying that, I guess it's up to him, but mate, let's fill out this 60,000, seat stadium, it'll be a blockbuster event. We could break records. What a crazy part, for our part of the world, it'll be huge. I want to be a part of it. Hopefully Max does too. Let's make it happen.
Well, it's been a crazy week for you, making weight as
God,
a
I might
backup,
go to
your
that fight,
commute,
dude.
the stuff of legends. We appreciate you sticking around, and we hope you get that title fight later this year.
Thanks for having me. Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Alexander Volkanovski.
I found out the way that we can do this. We'll just do, instead of going to the fights, we'll just go to every city that the fights are in and do a live fight companion. We all watch the fights together.
We literally just stand in front of the arena with like a screen of ESPN Plus on. It's like the lamest live stream ever.
That was awesome, though. It was a pretty good night of fights. I thought it was going to be underwhelming, but it ended up being pretty good.
Yeah, the last 3 fights especially were really fun.
Yeah.
I think the Neil fight was the best.
Yes.
Yeah.
That one,
Nico
the
Price.
stoppage was disappointing.
Yeah.
A little disappointing, but
But I mean, it wasn't shocking.
no.
No.
That was awesome.
It looked like he was about to be finished. So, another shout out to Ferguson Steven. The $20 shout out is much appreciated.
Yeah, badass, man.
And again, happy birthday, Donnie Felder.
Happy birthday, Don.
You got a double shout out there.
Don Felder? Like from the Eagles?
No. Don Felder. No.
You never know.
It was Paul Felder. Let's see. Patrick Overlay, what do you think is Holloway's toughest fight at 145? Well, we just saw him, I think. Volkanovski beat Jose Aldo. The only other guy to really do that is Conor. Conor's not in 145 pounds anymore, so it's got to be Volkanovski.
I think it could be either Zabit or Yair as well. I don't know. I mean, you also have to think. You also got to think.
We don't know yet.
There's dudes that Frankie connected a lot. He just doesn't hit as hard as most of these guys.
No.
I mean, if you get hit by a Korean zombie like that, that's a different story.
Max
has a lot of people to fight. Max has a lot of people to fight. Like, he's got Zabit, he's got Yair, he's got Volkanovski, he's got Korean Zombie. I mean, those are at least 4 guys that
Korean Zombie finished Mark Hominick, and if you guys remember Mark Hominick, he's kind of old school, but that dude was finishing everybody like George Root before he got to, and he actually gave Jose Aldo before he, ended up losing the title much later on.
Oh, that's when he had the crazy
That was the
ball.
guy.
Hematoma on his head.
Hematoma, but he was winning those later rounds in spite of that.
He won round 5 clearly.
Round 5, he took him down and was really trying to put it on. Mark Hominick was really great. Korean Zombie finished him.
4 seconds.
Poirier, when he was at 145, Korean Zombie finished him. Korean Zombie
just
really
knocked out Moicano.
Yeah, I mean,
slept Moicano.
This guy just seems to keep going,
Yeah. If he didn't have those 2 years off for the military duty.
Yeah, it's crazy. That he had to do that.
That's why most people don't know about him. He just had to take 2 years off.
Is that Jason from MMA and Point?
I think so.
No.
You want to take a couple questions, man? I gotta roll out of here. I gotta go to Colorado.
Oh yeah. What time is your flight tomorrow?
First one out, so like 5:45 to 6.
Jesus.
Yeah, man. No sleep for me.
Yeah, so we're going there next week.
So what?
We're gonna
doing it for the people.
Yeah,
doing it for the people. Yeah, so we're going to Red Rocks, and we're gonna see one of your favorite bands.
My Morning Jacket.
Yeah.
Next Saturday. It's gonna be fucking incredible.
So that's gonna be Saturday night. So yeah, we're looking forward to that in Denver. So that's gonna be a good time. But yeah. So any last questions here? We'll shut down the chat here pretty soon. Tyson versus Ngannou. I hope you mean Tyson Fury. Modern heavyweight. Let's see. Jason, can you please address the fart?
Jesus Christ.
I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. Okay, there you go. I've addressed it in the way that I don't know what it is.
Did one of us fart on this stream?
Yeah. I don't know. I definitely didn't fart. I don't think you did.
I'm pretty sure I didn't, but...
It's Mandrew.
I wouldn't put it past me.
No.
It was me.
Mandrew, come on screen and just rip one. Bradley Harrell says you're the shit, bro. Bradley, you sir are the shit. Jason, please come watch me fuck my mom. I don't know. I just showed that, but I just showed that. $5 from Ferguson Stephen. Again, dude, you are awesome.
Dude,
just Fergus, but thanks for actually doing the shout. Absolutely, man. Anytime.
Sure.
Much appreciated.
And happy birthday, Don Felder.
Yes. We're mixing up the name because we've been drinking, but I think that's right. We can say it again. Much appreciated. Who won? Do you seriously not know who won?
It was Holloway.
It was Max Holloway. I mean, you can Google it, but...
Hey, man, don't be a jerk.
My fonts are bigger than Cejudo. No Mike Tyson. Okay, so we're going to give you guys a couple more seconds. We're going to distract ourselves for a last-minute set of questions here.
Good for 5 more minutes.
So, 5 more minutes, if that works for you guys. So, if you guys want to throw in some decent questions. Did Edgar retire? No, he did not, but he was very...
He looked pretty close.
He was pretty sad about it, for sure.
That was an emotional moment. Imagine losing 5 title fights. He's lost 5 title fights.
And them all being fairly close.
He's never been finished in one of them.
Yeah.
He's only lost decisions. Some of them razor close. Both Benson ones. He won the second Benson one, really. Probably lost
I thought he won
one.
the second Benson one, for sure. I thought he won that one. A lot of people, I think, agree with us on that one, too.
He lost
that's a pretty well
both clearly to Jose, but then that's 4 fights that you lose. I mean, imagine being at the top of the mountaintop and missing 4 times and finding a way to come back with the same fucking fire, dude. Like, Jesus.
Where was that question? Somebody just asked a great question. Let me see if I can't find it. Somebody just said MMA on point fart a million times. Okay, cool.
Damn. Mandrew, did you start this on?
Yeah, Mandrew started it for sure.
We got another one.
Somebody just asked what we thought of Israel Adesanya, got Frankie Edgar in the mind, versus Yoel Romero, which I think is a fantastic question.
Versus Yoel?
Because I think Yoel Romero is probably, if he stays and he doesn't go up to light heavyweight, which a lot of people have been calling for, I think the Costa fight will really change that. If he decides to go up or not, I think this will be one of the deciding factors.
If he loses the Costa fight, then he might go up. But that dude's 41.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing. Like, he's 41 years old. His prime was 8 years ago, and he's still this big of a killer. I don't know how many years he has left in him, but, I mean, Izzy looked good, but he also beat Kelvin Gastelum. Kelvin's badass, but he's a 170er.
170er, really. I mean, we saw what he looks like against other wrestlers. Chris Weidman was able to control him. The first round was close, I thought, actually, he looked good in the first round, but Weidman was able to control the second round, and it was really about the wrestling. So, if he were to fight Yoel Romero, I don't think Gastelum would do well.
I think a lot of people are thinking that Stylbender's going to walk through Whitaker, too, and that's probably not going to happen. Whitaker is a fucking monster.
Yeah.
He's so talented. If he's healthy, then that might be a really, really good fight.
Irony of all ironies, though, that's a guy from 170 that was finished by guys like Stephen Thompson, you know?
But that 170.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's really interesting. I think Yoel Romero is probably the boogeyman in that division. Anybody that fights him can get finished at any moment. I mean, we saw what happened to Weidman. We saw what happened to Rockhold. And like we talked about this earlier, I thought Romero won the second
He did win that fight, to me.
In my mind, if you hurt the guy in the third round, the fourth round, the fifth round, and almost finish him, that's how fighting works. We're talking about fights. We're not talking about points. We're not talking about those constructs that we put around it. If you were to watch that as a street fight, you would say Romero won that fight. Simple as that. And so in my mind, Romero won that second fight, and that's why he's still at the top of the division.
He missed weight, right?
And yeah, he did miss weight.
So it would have been an uncrowned champion kind of thing?
It would have been a really precarious scenario for the UFC to be in. So,
but imagine if he went to 205 and was just a killer, all healthy and shit.
Dude, he might finish Israel. I think that's the. If he can get through Whitaker and he can get through Yoel, I will not pick against Israel ever again. Like, it would be one of those kind of things where I need to see somebody that comes from a kickboxing background like Israel's, but is finishing people more impressive and has a wrestling background too, or something. I would need something impeccable to come up against Israel if he can somehow beat Whitaker in some sort of definitive way, and then he can also beat Romero. But Romero's also got to get through Costa, so we'll see what happens there.
That's an interesting fight. Costa's really good.
Yeah, great question. Love that question.
This question's good too. I like that one.
Yeah, Jesse Griffin gives us a super chat, $4.99. Thank you so much for that. Love this channel. Should Max go back to 55 and try again in another year or so, or just dominate at 145 pounds forever? Keep up the great work, guys. Thank you for the shout out. Much appreciated. For me, I think the difference is going to be bulking up. What can he do to kind of match the power of those guys? And this is something that I don't know if we'll see for another few years. So if he does go up, I think it's after maybe he cleans out the division so soundly and he does like what he did tonight, where I thought he had at least a 4-1 win against a really incredible opponent. And then he also does the same against Volkanovski. And then maybe Cejudo comes up because they talked about that even, and I think that would be a fun fight. If he can get through all those guys and he can do it soundly and he can beat all the next contenders like the Zabits, like the Yairs, then we're talking about a situation where maybe 155 makes sense again. But we need to see that kind of bulk. We need to see the guy that can kind of fill out and match the power of the guys that he can outland, like a Poirier.
Yeah.
But Poirier was hurting him. You know, that's the difference.
Poirier was wobbling him. That was the only thing. He wasn't even hurting Dustin.
It was incredible. Yeah, it was one of the funnest fights I've ever seen. So I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, he has too many contenders to move up right now. I mean, he's got 4 that are. I mean, Zombie, Yair, Zabit, and Volkanovski. Those are 4 people that can beat him and are on the way up.
Yeah.
So I think he should stay down there. But if he moves up to, he looks like a guy that doesn't lift weights at all. Like he looks like a guy that's just like kind of bigger but skinny.
Cardio based.
In shape. Yeah, super in shape. I wonder if he could get some power behind his punches and sit on his punches a little bit better and start finishing people on the feet. He usually finishes people with volume. Yeah, but if he can get up to 155, man, he's deadly. I mean, he did fight Poirier, who's top guy. I'd like to see him fight Tony Ferguson tomorrow. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it.
And by Poirier's own words, he pushed Poirier to the brink. You know? That's what Poirier said after the fight. So we're talking about a guy who can push the best of the best at a weight class that he's probably a bit too small for still. So I think there's potential down the line, but I think we're not going to see that for another, it might be 2-3 more years before we see that. We need to see him bulk up. We need to see him be able to sit down on those punches, be able to throw that weight around and throw out some really big, heavy shots. So, great question. Love that question. Okay, what else we got? Jones, who's next? We talked about this a little bit before. I think it's going to be Daniel Cormier, depending on how well he can do against Stipe. But Stipe could also be in that situation. It really just depends on how that fight goes. Jones said he wants to fight in December, so I think we'll either see... It could be as early as MSG, despite him saying December. I think he could easily fight that soon. I mean, he last fought on July 6th. So to fight in November is no stretch of the imagination whatsoever. So I think we could see him as early as then, or at the very end of the year against the winner of Daniel Cormier versus Stipe. And I don't think anyone at 205 pounds are quite at that level where they're ready for a title shot yet. The Johnny Walkers of the world are knocking on that door, but they need just a couple more wins to be able to be there, I think. I think 2 wins could do it. Maybe even one if they decided to give him somebody that's above his ilk in terms of ratings or rankings.
Let's do one more, man.
One more. Let's see. What do we got here? I kind of read through
super
these.
Chat or anything? Or we good?
No, we didn't miss it. Cool. That's the one that we read before. Nice. Yep. Wait. Oh, actually, no. It is another one. So Ferguson, Steven, tell Donnie he needs to go to bed. Donnie, thanks again. Bed, you guys made our night. Dude.
Go to bed, Donnie.
Anytime. So Ferguson, thank you. And Donnie,
go to sleep.
Go to bed, I guess. I don't know what time zone you guys are in. It's already 12:30 our time. If you're in Eastern time, if you're anything beyond that, it's probably a bit too late. Even if it's 11:30, be responsible.
Shut the fuck up. Read one more question.
All right, let's read one more question.
Let's do one more question.
Much appreciated, Ferguson. Much appreciated, Donnie. Okay, so, hey, who won? Is that the question you want? Scrolling up, I'm looking for it. Bo, I think you look hot, says Blessed. So you can get it laid by that guy.
Thanks, bud.
Jason tell Bo, I think he looks hot. Blessed said that twice. So, Bo, you have a match made here, even though you're married to a woman.
Damn.
Somebody keep track. That's scary.
205 heavyweight before Jones. I feel like we kind of answered this question. So, guys, give us one more solid question here. We just want something decent.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight, man. This was a lot of fun.
Had a great time. Absolutely. This is, like I said, these take a lot of work to kind of get into and kind of go through and build up. I mean, you guys saw the graphics tonight. It's not that intense, but it's just time consuming. So, it's much appreciated. Okay. Stipe. Can Stipe beat Jones?
Man, that's a good one. I mean, he can. He's got heavy hands, but I would think Jones is probably more skillful than him. I pick Jones. He's not that much bigger than him. Jones, when he goes up to heavyweight, will probably walk around 235, 40, 240, something like that. And he'll be probably just as big as him, be more rangy than him. Stipe is pretty much just a pure boxer. I mean, he's got good wrestling too.
He's got good wrestling.
But he's probably not better than John's.
They're about the same level, yeah.
I would say John out wrestled DC. And I don't think there's that big of a difference between them. I don't know. I'd probably pick John. I'm not going to pick John against... I would probably pick Ngannou over John. But probably not Stipe.
Yeah, I feel like the only thing that's going to beat somebody that skilled is going to be... I don't want to say a lucky punch, but it's going to be a big punch.
Yeah.
It's going to be somebody that has so much more power that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's
everyone gets hit.
Yeah.
It's just gonna happen.
That's the thing that happens with MMA. It happens with martial arts in general. Any athleticism you can think about. there's a level that size can kind of bring to anything where its technique kind of goes out the window at some point. You know, if you're Frankie Edgar fighting Francis Ngannou, it doesn't matter.
Oh, God.
Frankie Edgar might be one of the most talented people, one of the most evasive people, and he can put on a fight against Max Holloway despite being so much smaller. But if Max Holloway could punch like Ngannou, it would have been over in the first round probably. Right. And it's just unfair that way. That's just kind of life, yeah.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
I think that does it for us. So
give a shout out to Mandrew.
Yeah,
Mandrew. Our producer.
It's been fun.
Yeah, he's been our producer. He's refused to come on the stream except for I think 4 seconds. Wait. Oh. Wait, no. Come
a little close.
Yeah. There you are. He came in.
There we go.
All right. Yeah. So much thanks to Mandrew, which is a dumb nickname for somebody whose name is just Andrew, or a real name is just Andrew.
It's a great nickname.
Yeah. I was introduced to him as Mandrew, so I've inherited that. So anyhow, we've had a great time. We've really enjoyed chatting with you guys. We want to do this more often. We'll try to do it.
Oh, yeah.
For the next one, we got a really great card with Daniel Cormier and Stipe, Nick Diaz and Pettis and Romero and Costa. Nate Diaz. Jesus.
Nick's back.
Nick Diaz is going to sub in between rounds.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we can do that, but it just depends on a few things. And we appreciate your time. You guys have been awesome, and we will see you on the next video. But first, Mandrew has to clip stop stream.
I do.
See you guys. Thanks.